Pasti sudah ramai tak sabar untuk menunggu Dr. Nasrin memberi perkongsian dan berkongsi tips-tips dan informasi bagi meningkatkan kredibiliti seorang pemimpin. Dipersilakan Dr. Nasrin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi pada semua. So, boleh dengar suara saya dengan jelas ke? Ada hanging anything? Semua okey?
Semua okey. Macam
Alright.
mana?
Okey, doktor.
Loud and clear.
Okey.
Okey, doktor.
Hari ini kita punya training ni bagi saya tak nak satu training yang berbentuk retorik lah. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put leadership in a very layman perspective supaya kita boleh relate lah, okay? So saya rasa satu advantage yang saya ada pada hari ini ialah saya sedang berkhidmat di state. So saya baru berkhidmat di state baru 6 bulan. Jadi at least sekurang-kurangnya saya faham bagaimana pelaksanaan kita, bagaimana operasi kita di state. Kalau tidak nanti kalau I talk about leadership in a very high level punya view, you all akan cakap macam alah bolehlah cakap, dia tak faham state punya operasi, dia tak faham state. So at least sekurang-kurangnya saya boleh relate lah. So itu kita bagi saya hari ini lebih kepada perkongsian di mana kita sama-sama belajar bagaimana kita nak memperbaiki diri kita dari untuk menjadi macam tadi yang MC kata, macam mana kita nak jadi pemimpin yang lebih baik lah, okay? Kalau secara generalnya saya nampak peranan seorang pemimpin di daerah ni lebih besar. Expectation dia lebih besar sebab kita lebih rapat dengan rakyat. Okay? Jadi kita kena bangunkan kepimpinan tu sebab urusan kita di office ni kalau kita tengok kalau di federal tu kita lebih melihat kepada policy making, kita lebih melihat kepada kita buat kertas kerja dan sebagainya. So it's a very, orang kata it's a different view, tapi kalau di state ni kita banyak berurusan dengan rakyat, kita banyak berurusan dengan it's a real issues. So kita bukan sekadar do things on paper, duduk dalam bilik dan sebagainya, tapi kita memang manage real issues lah. So the expectation that people have on you, the expectation where people need the leadership from you is very very high lah, okay? Itu mukadimah baru. Okay, itu mukadimah saya. Okay, next. Boleh share screen slide saya? Urus dia.
Sekejap ya.
Tak apa, it's okay. So saya sambung. Nanti once Rustia dah boleh buka screen, buka je. So saya just continue. What I'm going to do is that I'm not going to macam bercakap pasal teori, bercakap pasal model, dan bercakap pasal benda-benda yang very rhetoric. So hari ini kita akan lebih kepada melihat kepada konteks yang paling dekat dengan kita supaya once you leave this training today, at least sekurang-kurangnya walaupun you belum menjadi seorang leader in term of skill, so skill something that you need to be practice, okay? Jadi at least sekurang-kurangnya tomorrow you can already look like a leader, okay? Maksudnya dari segi you punya appearance dan sebagainya. So at least kita boleh ambil one step for tomorrow. We can look like a leader before we practice to be a leader. Alright? Okay. Second page please. Okay. Tadi Urustia dah cakap pasal my background. So let me just share a bit about my background again. Okay. Dari segi work experience, saya pernah bekerja di MITI Washington DC, saya pernah bekerja di Agensi Inovasi Malaysia di bawah Jabatan Perdana Menteri, saya pernah menjadi perunding latihan kanan di Intan, itulah di mana saya berkhidmat di bawah Dr. Faizal. So for me, honestly, saya rasa Dr. Faizal ini adalah salah satu pemimpin yang saya look high upon lah. Okay? Dari segi kepimpinan, dari segi sebagainya. Saya rasa you all sangat bertuah kerana satu value yang ada pada Dr. Faizal ialah when he asks you to do something, he will back you up. Meaning that dia bukan setengah leader yang kalau you buat salah, dia akan dia akan point, okay, ni salah you, ni salah division you, ni salah ni. No, Dr. Faizal is a type of people, apabila dia akan back up dia punya unit tu. So kalau apa dia suruh buat, apa pembaharuan yang dia buat ataupun apa decision making yang dia buat, dia akan back the whole division. So you are basically in a safe hands, okay? So that is one of the quality of leadership yang kita perlu, di mana leader akan ambil ownership of apa-apa peranan yang dia ni lah, yang dia buat. Okay, my last sekarang ni, saya bekerja di pejabat daerah Krian sebagai kado lah, kado tanah. Okay, dari segi professional certification, I'm a certified coach under International Coaching Federation, so where I do leadership coaching. Dan saya juga certified under NLP practitioner, di mana kita reset our mind dan reset our energy towards something that we want. And di Intan juga saya certified as a trainer lah. So hari ni ialah hari di mana saya nak berkongsi. I'm not the expert. Yes, I have a PhD in leadership development, but leadership is something universal. Everybody ada dia punya own experience, everybody ada dia punya own perspective. Tapi kita akan melihat kepada what is the basic, the most basic. Hari ni saya akan cerita the most basic supaya you boleh relate. Saya tak nak cakap terlalu high level, terlalu theoretical, transformational leader. Saya tak nak sebut as a transactional leader. All those terms, I'm not going to use any of those terms. I am going to relate with you in a basic and layman knowledge so that kita boleh relate, ya. Okay, next. Boleh switch terusnya. Terusnya, boleh page terusnya, boleh next page please. Alright, okay. Kalau kita melihat kalau kita melihat perspektif leadership, there's two quotes yang sangat penting lah. Sangat penting untuk kita digest. One is leaders are made, they are not born. Sebab setengah-setengah orang kalau kita lihat, well, people yang nak cari fault, nak cari reasoning, nak cari reason, nak make excuses, you can always find excuses. Okay, setengah-setengah kita akan cakap macam, alah dia boleh lah, bapak dia siapa, dia boleh lah. No, leaders are made, they are not born. So there's nothing to do with your family, there's nothing to do with anything yang you tak boleh control, but you are made, meaning that it's all depends on your effort. Kalau hari ni you belum menjadi seorang leader yang baik, with the right effort, with the right training, with the right practice, you can be a leader. You can be a better leader. Maybe you already a leader, you're already a good leader, but maybe you can look at what are the areas that you need to improve. You need to understand what are the skills needed for you to be perceived an effective leader, so that we can build on those areas. Okay, so clearkan your mind, be positive that what you are today is not the end of who you are going to be. There are potential that you can explore, you can practice to be a good leader. Okay, and then setengah-setengah orang akan cakap, tapi saya dah practice dah, saya dah pergi dah macam-macam training, saya dah pergi leadership training tu, saya dah baca buku leadership macam-macam. Okay, Rome is not built in a day. Meaning that all those efforts are basically tuning you or basically developing you towards becoming a leader. Okay, so sabar, practice, maybe there's some tuning up that need to be done for you to be a better leader. Okay, so hari ni kita sama-sama berharap dengan a better understanding of what is expected from a leader, insyaAllah kita boleh fine tune, kita boleh improve in certain areas, so that the most important thing is that so that we can make an impact. Leadership ni, being a leader ni is not orang kata being glamorous ataupun it's not being popular. The most important thing is what are the value that you can provide kepada orang yang bekerja dengan you, kepada orang di sekeliling you, dan kepada our stakeholder. Dan kalau kita macam bekerja di macam saya lah, bekerja di pejabat tanah, it's not only the YBs. Bagi saya, the most important thing is pemohon-pemohon tanah tu, orang-orang kampung tu. So those are the real stakeholders. So basically, being a leader ni is looking at the impact that you can bring into other people's life. Okay, that is basically a true leader lah. Next page, please. Alright. being an NLP practitioner, being an NLP coach, so saya nak kita really ready to start. Saya tak nak nanti kita dengar sambil-sambil je. I'm fine with tak pasang tak payah on camera. I'm fine. Tapi saya harap sesi pada hari ini dapat memberi impact kepada anda semua. Sekurang-kurangnya kalau belum nampak dari segi skills, at least you have changed your mindset. Okay, saya tak nampak all of you, tapi saya nak you all tarik nafas dalam-dalam, pejamkan mata dahulu. Okay, please do this. Kita nak reset our mind before kita masuk ke dalam setting untuk kita menerima ilmu dengan lebih terbuka, because kita tak nak you habiskan masa 2.5 jam hari ini dengan saya dengan tak ada value yang you all dapat. Okay, so please close your eyes, pejamkan mata. Tarik nafas dan dalam. Tarik nafas, relax. Okay, tell your mind that you are ready to learn. You berhasrat untuk mempelajari, untuk membaiki diri you, untuk menjadi pemimpin yang lebih baik. Sebab we want to give value to people around us. Okay, so kita mohon Allah bukakan mata kita, Allah bukakan mata hati kita, Allah bukakan minda kita, Allah berkati usaha kita untuk memperbaiki diri sebagai pemimpin untuk kita memberikan lebih banyak impact pada masa akan datang. So bismillahirrahmanirrahim, kita mulakan sesi kita pada hari ini. Okay, next please. Alright, okay. Macam saya kata, kenapa kita dah bakar semangat semua kita dah bakar semangat, kita dah ready, kita dah set. Okay. Kenapa kita start sesi tadi dengan kita put an objective sebelum kita mulakan? Sebab in life ni kita perlu ada a clear goals dan kita perlu ada a clear objective. Sebab whatever that mindset that we have akan orang kata it will determine kita punya attitude, it will also determine kita punya action. Jadi kalau kita tengok, kadang-kadang kita ada tengok kita dah kerja lama, kita tengok macam-macam jenis bosses. Ada bosses yang datang office pagi-pagi pun very moody, very grumpy. So benda tu akan translate dalam action dia. Dia akan marah kita, dia akan apa. So setengah bosses tu dia status quo je. Dia datang office, dia duduk bilik dia, apa yang dokumen yang masuk dalam bilik dia sign, dia duduk je. So there's no transformation, there's no improvement, there's no orang kata penambahbaikan yang dia buat. Okay. So basically it's all about mindset. So sebab tu you kena set mind you, kadang-kadang kita terlepas pandang. Bila kita dah duduk dalam position yang kita ada ni, terlepas pandang. Kita buat je apa kerja because okay, this is our SKT, this is our file manager, kita just follow. So when you follow, you are basically just managing things. So you are basically manager lah. For you to be a leader, you have to take one step ahead of it. You have to be able to look at things in a bigger picture. You kena nampak dari segi mana you nak ubah, dari segi mana you nak improve. So it's all about setting clear goals and setting clear objective. Okay, di antara anda semua, when you are in your current position, ada tak you duduk, you berfikir what kind of leader that you want to be? There's one orang kata study from McKinsey shows that basically 74% of leaders are not ready pun. They are not ready to take up their leadership role. So basically you tak set, you tak tahu pun apa you nak jadi, you just sit on that position, sit on that role and just go through your daily work and everything without thinking what are the things that you can contribute. So from now onwards, when you balik daripada program ni, so what your first thing you need to do is that you need to sit down, you need to analyze what kind of leader that you want to be, what kind of value that you want to be, what you want to give. So reset your leadership punya mission and vision. Okay, alright. Next. Okay. Apa yang sebenarnya
Bibi.
Apa sebenarnya our staff ataupun our
Macam mana tadi? Macam mana tadi?
So what are the things that people seek from a leader?
Nak tekan tu ketua.
And guidance lah. Okay, they come to us because they want guidance. They come to us because they want solution. Alright? Okay. And then juga apabila dia datang pada kita, what they need from a leader is that they need us to provide better perspective. So maybe there is limitation in term of, okay, kita tak boleh nafikan when we reach to, orang kata, leadership ni is not by position, tapi when you have a lot of experience, it helps you to be a better leader because you have better perspective, you have better experience, you have gone through so many things that help to shape your leadership skills. Alright, so in term of that, that's why one of the reason why people come to us, why kita punya subordinate, why kita punya staff, kita punya officers come to us, because they need better perspective. And another thing is they need aspiration and motivation. Apabila dia nak buat kerja, they need some kind of acknowledgement, they need some kind of orang kata pujian daripada bosses. So these are three basic things why leaders, why kita punya staff, kita punya officers come to us. Akan ada situasi di mana okay, pegawai ni selalu datang pada kita, selalu minta pandangan dan sebagainya. Up to a certain level, they stop coming to us. Okay, they stop coming to us. They only come to us when they need our signature because they cannot proceed without our signature. When we reach to that level, kadang-kadang apabila dia melangkau kita, dia pergi to kata a higher bosses, the first perspective that we have in mind ialah kita akan kata apa? Pegawai tu macam ada attitude problem. Tak faham chain of command, tak faham organisation structure dan sebagainya, nak silang bosses, nak pergi pada bosses yang lebih tinggi. Okay, you can blame the officers, but ask yourself balik, what kind of value that you provide when the officer, when the younger officer, when your staff come to you, what are the value that you boleh bagi? Kadang-kadang dia datang, dia nak minta pandangan ni, and you are not able to give pandangan. Tak pun benda-benda kecil pun you tak boleh bantu dia untuk make better solution, untuk make choices, untuk add value to it. Okay, you can never gain anything when you put the blame on other people. But what I'm asking you today is that you evaluate when you reach to a certain level. That's an indicator where you are not giving enough value to the people around you. Okay, so as a leader you kena evaluate balik apa you ni. So you have to sharpen your skills. You kena, okay, tak semestinya, okay, satu mentality yang kita ada dulu ialah bosses know it all. So sebagai boss, you rasa your final decision is the best. Okay, there's one trick now yang kita belajar kalau dalam coaching, dia ada satu elemen which we call powerful questioning. Okay, when we question our staff, okay, Cik Ali, apa pandangan Cik Ali? Apa cara terbaik sebenarnya? Apa solution yang ada? Okay, bagi saya 3 solution. Macam ni puan, kita boleh buat macam ni, kita boleh buat macam ni, kita boleh buat macam ni. So you explore, you ask question, because at your level being a leader, you are not necessarily tahu semua. So the trick is ask question. Be a leader that ask question. Okay, when you ask question, you are opening diorang punya mind towards exploring the issues dan sebagainya, because when they come to you, they need something from you. If you are not able to give values to them, sekali okey lagi, kedua okey lagi, kali ketiga okey lagi, kali keempat, kelima, keenam, they don't come to you anymore. Okay, that is when you tahu you tak ada value lah. So pada masa keadaan tu berlaku, when you are not able to guide, give solution, give direction, bagi perspektif lain, bagi motivation, inspiration, when you are not able to give that, I'm telling you, the level of respect is coming down and down and down and down and down. Diorang just rasa you are there by position and you are not necessarily a good leader. Okay, so kita tak nak perkara tu berlaku. Kalau mana-mana staff yang datang pada kita, at least try to add small value pun tak apa. At least kalau you rasa that subject needs you to understand better, needs you to read better, to faham lebih baik, at least give them some aspiration, give them some motivation, acknowledgement. Oh, terima kasih Terima kasih Fatimah. Bagi saya baca dulu, bagi saya faham. Tapi one glance, I can see that you have prepared a very, very good paper, Fatimah. Okay, these are the tricks. Make sure these 3 element you beri setiap kali pegawai bawahan you ataupun anybody around you datang. Kalau you tak boleh bagi guidance straight away, you tak boleh bagi solution straight away, you tak boleh bagi perspective straight away, what you can do at least when they walk away from your room, make sure they feel better. Make sure that you acknowledge their work. Make sure you nampak kerja dia dan you bagi dia hope that she is a very good officer. Okay, tengok balik tiga-tiga ni. Okay, next. Okay, kita selalu dengar orang panggil boss leader kan. Boss lah, orang panggil sikit-sikit kita panggil boss, kita boss. Okay. There is a huge difference between a boss and a leader. And kalau orang panggil saya boss, saya memang kata no. Tak nak, tapi dia orang tak lah panggil leader kan. But I always avoid people from calling me boss. Okay. Boss ni is basically it's not bad, but you have not reached to a level where you are a leader. Boss ni basically in other words it can be translated into manager lah. Okay, boss ni dia drives employee in term of dia akan cakap okay, you buat ni. That's it. Kalau coach ni dia basically akan develop the competency ataupun dia akan leverage on dia punya staff punya orang kata strength lah. Okay, dia develop dia, so dia tengok kat mana strength orang ni, kat mana orang ni. So kalau boss ni selalunya dia pukul rata lah. Semua orang buat macam ni, sendiri macam tu, dia macam tu. So kalau boss ni, when you have the authority, people will respect you, people will come to you because they need to come to you for your signature, for your approval, that is a boss. Tapi kalau a leader ni, even kadang-kadang not necessarily you are doing that, but people come to you for your advice. People come to you because when they share something with you, you are able to add value. You kadang-kadang you come with a very creative punya orang kata suggestion dan sebagainya. So develop yourself to be a leader. You have to be more creative dan sebagainya. Leader ni sebenarnya dia adalah seorang yang tak takut untuk mencuba perkara baru. Tapi you tak bolehlah jadi leader yang you buat keputusan tanpa apa-apa. You have to have you have to make well-informed decision. You have to have enough information to make decision. But you tak takut untuk buat sesuatu yang baru, untuk transform sesuatu yang baru, untuk improve sesuatu proses, sesuatu cara kerja dan sebagainya. Because you have the orang kata very high energy to make things easy for everybody lah, macam tu. Boss ni dia akan buat you takut. Dia akan gunakan authority dia akan mengamuk, dia akan menjerit, dia akan macam tu, garang. Tapi kalau you are a great leader, people always want to come to see you because they like the energy when they are around you. They like the positivity that you can transmit when they are around you. So and then also bila diorang datang, when they have issues, they know being transparent with you is better because you are able to help them. You are not judging them. So itu adalah ciri-ciri leader yang baik lah. Kalau boss ni katalah you memang dah buat salah ni, pegawai you memang dah buat salah, tapi pegawai you datang, bos saya ada buat macam ni, dia terus zuf maki, you ni apa ni macam tu. That is a boss lah. Okay, so kalau leader kita okay, tak apa, faham, this is one time, so let us look into why this happened and how do we improve this and how do we make sure that this won't happen again. So that is a true leader, right? Okay, you boleh baca kat sini lah. Sini ada semua. Boss ni dia akan macam bagi arahan lah. Tapi kalau leader ni dia akan ajak orang-orang ramai-ramai. People are happy to work with him ataupun with her, and people are also happy to work for her. Kalau you minta tolong tu, people macam berlumba-lumba nak tolong, berlumba-lumba nak buat, berlumba-lumba nak bersama-sama dalam your team because they know that they can really feel appreciated. They feel that they are also improving themselves. Kalau when you work with someone yang you tak rasa you learn something from them, and even they have orang kata negative energy dan sebagainya, kalau boleh you akan jarakkan diri. Okay, Itu kita tak nak benda tu. Kita nak apabila kita melangkah masuk ke office, kita sebagai seorang pemimpin ataupun seorang orang kata ketua di dalam kawasan tersebut, dalam unit tersebut, kita nak bila kita melangkah masuk tu, kita bawa sekali the positive energy tu. Because tunggak sebagai pemimpin, kita adalah tunggak unit tu. Okay, so kita yang akan create the environment, sama ada orang akan happy kerja, orang takkan happy kerja dan sebagainya. Okay, look into that again. Okay, next page please. Ini saya kata in a boss, kalau dalam erti kata lain, kita boleh nampak similarity between boss and manager. So there's a lot of you can bosses tu normally dia akan buat kerja-kerja managing lah. Okay, apa dia? Apa essence of a leader and essence of manager? Manager ni macam saya kata dia manage, so dia need stability. Okay, you kena buat ni, kena capai piagam pelanggan 40 hari dia dah. That is basically manager. So, but we don't want to be just a manager. We want to move a step ahead. We want to be a leader. So when we want to be a leader, what we need to do is that when we look at the process, we understand the process flow. Kita tengok what can we improve. That is the attitude to be a leader. Okay? Kita kena tengok every angle tu. Jangan tengok isu tu, isu saja. Kita tengok balik, okay, this is the process. Where does benda ni start kat mana, di mana, mengapa dan sebagainya. So ask a lot of question. The key is being a good leader, you ask a lot of question. When you ask a lot of question, you have new ideas, new input, so you can make a different kind of decision. Kalau kita boss ni, kita rasa kita dah betul semua. Boss is always right. Betul? Dulu-dululah. Apa-apa pun bos cakap kita ya. Kita terpaksa iyakan walaupun bos tu tak betul. Okay, so we don't want that culture dalam diri kita. Kita tak nak culture tu dalam SUK Perlis. Kita nak leaders yang more open-minded to improve diri dari semasa ke semasa. We don't have all the information. We don't have access to all the process. We don't know everything. So in order to help our people to make better decision, we ask questions so that we understand their situation and we help them to make better decision. Okay, to leaders. Apa lagi? Leaders ni dia akan set direction, manager ni dia akan plan. Okay, you buat ni. Okay, selesai kerja kita, selesai KPI kita, done. Tapi kalau leader, dia akan set direction. Okay, this is now, but we want to improve this to this level. So this is what we're going to do. So dia ada aspiration di situ. Sebagai seorang leader ni, you akan ada very positive punya aura di keliling you. You akan dapat motivate people. You akan dapat inspire people. Those are the key element of being a leader. Lain. Kalau manager manage je. Datang dia buat ni. Okay, ni buat ni. That's it. Tapi kalau leader, you always want to make your people feel that they want to do better. Okay? Alright. Kalau tengok last kali in term of blame, leader takes the blame. Tapi kalau manager, dia blame people. You lah ni, you tak buat ni. Kalau you seorang leader yang baik, apabila staff you buat salah, you akan rasa kenapa you tak manage better? Kenapa you tak look into that? Kenapa you terlepas pandang? So you sentiasa ada you akan put the blame on you. Bukan, it's not basically blaming, but you take the responsibility to make things better and you tak salahkan tu. Sebab when you ambil responsibility, when you take ownership of the work as a leader, you akan rasa everything tu is under your responsibility, you should have done better. Okay, so that's the kind of attitude that kita nak, right, to be a leader. Kita tak nak typical bosses yang macam dulu, anak buah yang salah, semua anak buah yang salah. Kalau bos kita panggil, itulah tuan, budak-budak saya ni macam ni. It shows that you are not basically a leader. So mulai hari ni, marilah kita sama-sama malu apabila bos kita cakap betulkan beberapa perkara, kita put the blame on other people. Kita patut malu untuk teruskan teruskan budaya macam tu. So from now onwards as a leader, tak kisah leader ni dia bukan semestinya 48 and above. Dia 41, 44, 40. At every level you can be a leader. Your leadership is determined by your value. Your leadership is determined by your attitude and your skills. Alright? Okay, next. Next page please. Okay. Apa Steve Jobs cakap pasal being a leader? Steve Jobs kata, management is about persuading people to do things that they do not want to do. Alright? So you paksa lah. You kata, okay ni, you manage ni, you kena buat ni, you kena buat ni, kena ni. Tapi leadership, when you are a leader, you inspire people to do that, to do things that they never thought they could do. Okay, basically you are helping them to achieve their optimum potential. It's all through inspiration, it's all through motivation. Okay, you cakap, okay, katalah nama Farah. Farah, saya nampak saya baru kerja dengan awak 3 bulan, so I can see that you have a lot of potential. I like this about you. Okay, saya ada satu tips yang saya selalu guna. So this is nothing to do with this. Tips yang saya selalu guna. Kalau kita nak betulkan seseorang, kita nak it's not about criticizing. Okay, kalau kita nak provide feedback and input tentang perkara-perkara yang diperlu betulkan, what we need to do is that kita kena puji dia 2 perkara dahulu. Puji dia 2 perkara dan kita comment satu perkara. So I think this is what we call the burger punya teknik lah. Okay, 2 good things. So ni roti burger tu. So 1 bad things, 1 things to improve. So selalunya katalah dari segi kerja lah, sebagai bos, dia datang, pegawai kita sebagai pegawai, staff kita datang pada kita, bawakan orang kata slide lah, bawa slide. So dia tunjuk pada kita slide. So kita tengok slide ni macam banyaknya benda yang menyakitkan mata, yang tak sempurna dan sebagainya. Don't straight away tengok benda-benda yang kekurangan tu. Ni Ahmad, ni apa ni yang you buat ni apa ni nak tak nak, bagus tak bagus, dia dah letakkan effort untuk buat slide tu, betul tak? Dia mungkin tak tidur pun malam tadi. Dia mungkin semalam tu dia dah buat 3 jam dah dia dah buat dia punya slide tu. Kalau dia tak put effort, the slide takkan ada pun di atas meja you. Tapi the fact that the slide is ready, what you could do, at least acknowledge the effort. So find 2 good things about the slide. Tengok color ni look very professional. I like the choice of color, the blue color. Semua I suka Ahmad. Okay. Satu lagi saya suka cara you susun dia punya grafik tu, saya sangat suka Ahmad, cantik, kemas dan sebagainya. Tapi maybe dari segi ni, you tengok page 17, mungkin you boleh ubah dari segi bla 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 bla. Okay, you tengok pula dari segi yang ni, page 25, mungkin Ahmad you boleh tukar macam ni. Ahmad tu dah happy dah, because you have acknowledged his effort. He knows that at least you know that he's doing something good about it, isn't it? So you dah happy dah ni, you dah melayang dah kat atas ni. Oh, bos kata slide aku cantik, bos suka dia ni. At least apabila Ahmad tu keluar daripada bilik bos ni, dia boleh cakap, macam mana slide kau? Bos suka colour aku ni macam ni. Lepas tu bos kata aku punya chart tu pun dia suka lah. 2 je kita puji ni. Kita ada 15 penambahbaikan yang kita dah bagi tahu Ahmad. Tapi does Ahmad get frustrated? Not entirely frustrated, because dia tahu kita acknowledge some of the good works yang dia buat. Itu dari segi kerja, ataupun dari segi apa-apa lagi lah. Kata kita nak puji, kita nak tegur staff kita pasal preparation of a meeting. Okay, dia katalah dia lambat sampai lah. Dia dah buat semua benda ni, tapi dia lambat sampai. So kita lepas habis meeting tu, dia cakap, sedap lah kuih yang you pilih pagi tadi. Situ sedap. Saya suka kuih satu manis, satu sedap. Suka kuih tu. Lepas tu kopi dia pun memang ngam lah. Tapi kenapa lambat sampai? You sebagai coordinator, you tak boleh sampai lambat. Lain kali kena sampai cepat. Bos ni semua. Tapi dia tahu kita acknowledge dia. Kalau kita tak acknowledge kerja dia, kita kata, kenapa you datang lambat ni? Saya datang dulu, saya sebagai bos, saya dah start meeting 30 minit baru you sampai. Kita boleh je jadi typical bosses yang kita terus marah. Tapi tak ke kita lihat yang dia dah put effort? Tak ke kita lihat benda-benda kecil ataupun perkara-perkara yang dia dah buat? So, the trick is acknowledge 2 good things. Any good things. Benda sekecil-kecil kadang-kadang macam nak marah sangat dan macam tak ada benda baik dah aku nak cakap ni. Cari juga 2 good things. Satu, you akan help to lessen your anger because you pun nampak orang tu punya contribution, dan once you dah cakap two good things, you pun sendiri dah tak marah sebab you nampak ni. Lepas tu apabila you tegur dia, orang tu pun rasa okay, dia acknowledge kerja aku tapi ada parts that I need to improve. Okay, so be fair to everyone around you because things will never be perfect. Never, bukan kita sebagai boss, I am a perfectionist. So please throw that words into tong sampah, because even you are perfectionist pun, things are never going to be perfect. So we have to be realistic. Okay? Alright, next. Okay. What kind of a leader that you want to be? Kat sini kita ada 10 basic leadership styles yang kita boleh tengok, which is a coach leader yang akan provide motivational punya element dalam dia punya kepimpinan. Kita ada visionary where kita focus on progress and inspiration. Servant leader, kita humble and very protective, kita jaga everyone. So kita ada autocratic, kita ada laissez-faire, kita ada democratic, pace setter, transformational, transactional, bureaucratic. Okay, don't focus on this because I am not going to go through each and every one, because kalau I sebut, okay, these are the traits as a coach leader, blah 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 blah. These are the traits as visionary leader, blah 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 blah. So esok none of these traits you're going to absorb. So macam saya kata, I'm not going to be giving a very rhetoric talk. I am going to give a very layman, a basic knowledge about being a leader, because we want to at least relate to the element and change. Esok you all dah boleh cik Zain Azrai ni, esok dia dah boleh jumpa staff dia dah boleh puji 2 kali, dia dah boleh tembak 10 kali. Okay? Jadi saya nak benda-benda macam tu. Saya nak perubahan kecil-kecil macam tu yang apabila you keluar daripada my talk, tomorrow you can already implement. Kalau saya cakap pasal visionary, to be a visionary leader you have to have this. Do you think you can be visionary leader straight away tomorrow? You can't. Alright? So I want to do something which is very layman, which is relatable, so that at least tomorrow there's some of the changes that you can do already. Okay? Alright. Next. Okay. How do a leader is perceived? Bagaimana seseorang pemimpin itu dilihat, dianggap dan dinilai sebagai seorang pemimpin? Okay, macam mana? So there's 3 elements dalam perkara ni, iaitu which is the secret is ABC. A is appearance, B is behavior, C is communication. So apabila you berdiri, you melangkah masuk ke satu-satu tempat tu, 3 perkara ni akan boleh membuatkan seseorang menilai tahap kepimpinan you. Dapat lihat dia ni pemimpin ke atau tidak. Dan that is a very important first impression yang akan membuatkan seseorang tu letakkan di mana expectation dia terhadap you, di mana dia punya assumption terhadap you. Walaupun dia belum mendalami you, walaupun dia belum mengenali you sepenuhnya, tapi the first impression about your appearance tu already speak a lot. Okay? So saya harap, saya daripada federal dan sekarang ni saya di state. So kalau you kenal I di federal dan you tengok I di state, I am still the same person. I don't do orang kata layback punya dressing di state, because for me, wherever I go, anywhere I go, I am still the same person. Okay, so be the same you always. You don't have to fake yourself. You don't have to, but you have to appear as a leader pada orang lah. So people tengok you pun sekali dengan appearance you pun, people dah ada expectation lah. So it's very important So untuk ada, it's an impact of the first impression. So remember, whenever you ke mana-mana pun you macam mungkin dah terlepas pandang ataupun you dah orang kata busy doing things and everything, you kena ingat ABC. Okay, how does my appearance look like? Okay, how do I behave like a leader? How do I communicate like a leader? Always remember ABC, ABC, ABC. So because di peringkat awal ni macam saya kata, Rome is not built in a day. So leader pun is not built in a day. It requires a lot of training. And kita kena ingat balik tadi quotes yang saya kata, leaders are made, leaders are not born. You tak lahir-lahir jadi a leader. So it needs a lot of effort, it needs a lot of practice. Kalau you tengok orang tu nampak leadership dia, the way dia bercakap, the way dia bagi direction, the way dia bagi ideas, ataupun the way dia help you to come up with a plan, a solution and everything, sebenarnya di belakang untuk orang tu menjadi sampai ke level tu, they do a lot of effort that they have put in. Dia mungkin dah pergi banyak training, dia mungkin dah baca a lot of books, dia mungkin dah berguru dengan a lot of mentors and everything. So it requires effort for you to reach to a certain level to be a better leader. So put small effort every day. Now that you have the secrets already, you have the framework, how do a leader is perceived is through these three things: appearance, behaviors and communication. So never neglect your appearance. Jangan you ambil mudah, you pergi kerja macam tak siap. Okay, perempuan-perempuan pegawai-pegawai perempuan, saya nak minta tolong. Jangan sekali-kali hari ni you make up cantik, esok you pergi office baru nak make up. The moment people dah tengok you tak bersiap, it sticks into their mind, meaning that you are not consistently you. Okay? Kalau diri you pun you tak boleh manage, how about your work? Kalau it translate a lot in term of orang kata tak sempat kelang kabut. Kalau you need to get ready anak-anak you dan sebagainya at 6 o'clock, bangun 5:30, have that half an hour for yourself. Bangun, relax, siap dan sebagainya, because it's all about mind setting. You have to be prepared. You have to, it's really a me time for you, okay? Memang kita anggap mudah, kita rasa aku kelang kabut dan sebagainya, but it speaks a lot in terms of your organizational behavior, in terms of your management skills, in terms of your organizational skills. So tapi saya faham kalau kita ada anak kecil, kadang-kadang benda-benda tu di luar jangkaan, beragam lah apalah semua, saya faham. Tapi at least try to be bersiap. Bukan bersiap untuk orang lain, bersiap untuk diri sendiri, because benda tu mempengaruhi mood you, mempengaruhi penampilan you, mempengaruhi you punya self belief about yourself. Right? Okay. Next. Remember ABC always. That is your guidance on how do you want to be seen and want to be orang kata contributing as a leader. Right? Next. Okay. Kenapa first impression ni important? Macam saya kata tadi. Sebab tu kadang-kadang saya kata the first A itu is appearance. Kenapa penting? Okay, kita tengok. What can people gauge and analyze from the first impression? Alright? Dalam masa 30 saat pertama, people can already gauge your economic level. Jadi B40 ke, M40 ke, T20 ke, macam tu. Bukanlah economic level. Meaning that you ni at what level, macam respectable level, macam tu. Your educational level 30 je. Kadang-kadang dia tak tahu pun you ada master, tapi cara you tu kadang-kadang dia rasa dia ni macam bijak. Your educational level tu is not necessary your certificate, but how wise you are. Some people, sorry to say, I'm not trying to downgrade anyone, but mungkin all of you pun ada pengalaman berjumpa orang-orang yang they have PhD but they don't look like they have PhDs, isn't it? And the credibility that they show didn't show that they are contributing, they are bringing value as a PhD holder. Itu kita tak nak. Sebab tu the first impression tu is very important lah. Kita tak nak just soalan kata first impression je, it's not right. Yes, betul, first impression is not always right. But kenapa kita nak kalah at the first impression? We have to make the right impression. Kadang-kadang macam ni contoh, kita katalah saya nak lapor diri sebagai cadets lah. This is a very simple punya ni. Saya nak lapor diri sebagai cadet. Hari pertama tu saya kelang-kabut, tak bersiap dan sebagainya. Saya masuk lift, tengah baju tengah kelang-kabut dan sebagainya. Dalam tu ada director of HR, ada pengarah HR lah kata. Dia padahal orang yang kelang-kabut tadi ni, orang yang tengah kelang-kabut tak bersiap apa ni semua, dia ada master in international business, dia can speak English very very well. She's a debater in school. She kalau di dalam BPA tu dia tip top lah, dia macam among the top. Tapi bila pengarah HR ni jumpa dia, her first impression is that kelang-kabutnya budak ni macam marba kerja. Budak ni macam tak bersungguh macam ni semua. Apabila dia tengok penjawatan tu, apabila dia nak letak budak ni, mungkin ada dalam international posting tu ada, macam international division tu ada, dia mungkin akan letak dekat budak ni dekat less important punya division, sebab the first impression that she brought in semasa dia jumpa pagi tadi dalam lift tu. Kalau aku letak dekat international, nanti dia nak represent company, nak pergi meeting apa semua dengan caca marbang, kelang-kabut macam ni. So you dah kalah dah first impression. So in order for you to orang kata betulkan first impression tu balik, kalau you ada peluang jumpa dalam meeting, kalau ada peluang jumpa dalam, tak apa, then you have a second chance to make an impression. But what if you tak ada peluang lagi dah nak jumpa orang yang sama, dan pengarah BKP ni pejari pula pengarah BKP dekat kementerian lain, dan kebetulan lepas you nak naik 44, you pergi pula kementerian tu. Dan lagi sekali, so don't waste any opportunity making the right first impression. Okay, penting tu, penting. Kalau kita jumpa, katalah we in negotiation, kita nak jumpa public pun, kita datang dengan baju gelebe-gelebe, dengan lepas tu pakai baju kurung sambil nak masuk pintu terpijak kain pula, nak tergolek pula depan tu. Do you think that when you give suggestion, and do you think that when you lead a discussion, they have full confidence towards you? Sorry, but no. Until they hear you leading the meeting, until they see your real potential, dia kata, oh bagus rupanya, tadi nampak masuk kat pintu tadi, ingat kan macam apa je. So please, kita pegawai, jangan bagi kita hilang peluang making the right first impression. Jangan ambil mudah perkara ini, because it's important. It's very very important. Okay, after 4 minutes, people akan nampak kita tadi 30 second. Macam saya kata, first impression ni kadar betul itu mungkin tak betul pun. It's basically an assumption. First impression ni basically an assumption. Tapi kenapa you nak bagi peluang untuk people assume you wrongly? Okay. Selepas 4 minit, people akan start gauge your trustworthiness. Because when you start talking and everything, people akan nampak lah your compassion, your reliability, your humility, intelligence, confidence, capability dan sebagainya. Okay, so mulai hari ini, whenever you want to go any meeting dan sebagainya, you datang hari-hari kerja pun, you have to make a good impression. Right? Okay, next. Rustia. No. Alright, okay. You will never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Okay, sebab benda tu akan lekat dekat sini. Melainkan you ada, macam saya kata tadi lah, melainkan you ada peluang untuk prove that it's wrong. Kalau ada peluang. Kalau tak ada peluang, that person that have that first impression towards you, they will carry that first impression everywhere. So it's a disadvantage towards you. Tapi ada satu lagi quotes which is say, a first impression is made every day. Okay, jadi sebab tu you kena datang hari-hari tu with a proper, bukan sekali je datang first impression dulu, lepas tu you dah ambil mudah, you dah macam pakai sebab alah bos aku tahu aku kerja bagus. Please, every day is an opportunity to make an even better first impression, a very good impression. So every day you have to be consistent. Consistency is important. Macam saya kata tadi, perempuan, everyday, kalau itulah gaya you, itulah cara you, so be consistent. Jangan hari ni cantiknya, esok lupa dah make up, tak sempat. Masuk meeting macam caca marbang, macam tak mandi, no please. They will know that, alah itu kan kadang kau tak tengok lagi bila dia tak bersiap. You spoil the first impression already, right? Okay, so please, datang kerja, kalau you tak sempat, make extra time, bangun extra awal dan sebagainya, be ready to go to the office, because the mood and also the environment, the aura, kita sebagai leader akan mempengaruhi pekerja-pekerja kita, akan mempengaruhi officer-officer kita dan akan mempengaruhi the environment that we are in. Okay, next. Next. Okay. Why first impression is important? Because it creates expectation, it creates assumption, it open door to trust. The first impression tengok, oh boleh percaya budak ni. It influence the way people treat you. When they see the value, when you datang dalam keadaan bersiap, honestly, walaupun this is not about judging ke, this is not about being biased ke everything, but when people rasa you have values, people treat you differently. Okay, so it also build confidence towards you and within you, and feeling of comfortable being around you, and it signifies sekali tengok pun dia tengok you ni ada what is your capabilities. Ya, dia ni bagus tak? Nampak bagus dia ni. Nampak. So that is first impression. Okay, next. Okay. Macam mana kita nak pakaian pergi office untuk menggambarkan kita a leader? Dia ada 6 essence of corporate dressing. Okay, first of all, sebelum saya terlupa, pegawai-pegawai wanita, apabila kita bercakap pasal corporate dressing for workplace, we are not trying to be a fashionista. Kita tak nak jadi fashionista pergi office. Kita tak nak letak apa orang kata yang terjuntai-juntai tu, kerongsang terjuntai-juntai dalam meeting, terjuntai-juntai. We don't want that. We are not trying to be a fashionista here, please. You nak people tengok your words that coming from your mouth, your ideas, your intellectuality ke, atau you nak people get distracted with your yang terjuntai-juntai tepi ni? No. Okay? In office, less is more. Okay? Kita kena comfortability and fit. There are 6 essence here. You make sure when you wear something very comfortable and fit. Baju kurung, kalau dia punya line dekat sini, it's here. Jangan pakai sampai dah besar. Kalau you dah berjaya menguruskan badan dan sebagainya, please, ada baju tak mahal. It's not about price, it's not about harga dan sebagainya. Please buy baju that is nice fitting. Okay, dia akan nampak you bersiap, dia akan nampak the credibility that you have. Okay, you kena nampak elegance and confidence. Pakai baju yang, first of all, tak payah fashionista. Kita tak nak you pakai peplum. Pegawai-pegawai ni, pegawai tinggi ni pakai peplum pergi office. Peplum tu nampak you cute macam tu je, but dia tak nampak pun you elegance and confident. Cik Zuhilmi nak tanya soalan ke?
Doktor, sorry for interrupt. Just nak tanya satu soalan. Jadi okey kalau kita overdress daripada kita punya bos?
Okay. Dia ada 2 perkara di sini. Satu, bos kita tu memang tak bersiap. Takkanlah kita pula nak ikut bos kita dengan cara yang tak bersiap, memang jenis selekeh pula kan? Betul tak? Tapi kalau kita, bagi saya, one is all about personality. Satu. Kalau kita overdress pun, kita overdress dari segi apa? Kalau macam saya kata overdress tu dari segi being a fashionista, melampau-lampau, labuci dan sebagainya, bagi saya that's not the right attire to the office lah.
Contohlah, doktor, macam bos kita ni dia lebih selesa pakai just pakai korporat pergi pejabat, ataupun lebih nampak more casual ke pejabat. Tapi kalau kita nak datang pejabat, nak pakai long suit ke, ataupun nak pakai kemeja dengan tie, is it okay ataupun macam mana tu?
If you have good relationship with your boss, that is not an issue. Sebab bos you pun akan suka je pegawai-pegawai dia yang smart-smart ni, yang kemas-kemas, yang smart-smart ni, it's not an issue. Tapi kalau you memang tak ada a very good relationship with your boss, and you memang ada attitude yang nak go against your boss, dalam meeting pun you macam nak tak hormat boss you, dan boss you akan rasa offended, dan dia akan rasa you macam nak lebih daripada dia lah. Tapi kalau you hormat, you masih pegawai yang humble, masih pegawai yang hormat bos dan sebagainya, it's just you, it's your personality. Tu tak ada masalah kat situ. So memang tak ada masalah lah di situ. Cuma kalau memang attitude kita ada problem dengan bos kita, then bos kita akan rasa dah kenapa ni, macam tu. It's all about managing a good relationship first, and then the other things tu, appearance dan sebagainya tu come second lah. Okay. Kadang-kadang bila kita smart pun, bos kita pun akan rasa macam dia pun kena extra smart juga. Macam tu. Bagus juga tu sebenarnya. Okay, macam saya lah, saya dah biasa pakai suit. Saya memang suka pakai suit. Tapi bila kita datang ni, saya dah duduk kat kerja kat pejabat daerah Kerian kan. Tiba-tiba saya nak pakai suit tu macam kelakar lah sikit. Tapi dalam meeting-meeting besar yang melibatkan company, katalah kita buat engagement dan sebagainya, saya tetap pakai suit. Sebab kita kena tengok, kita kena gauge the level of authority yang kita gunakan dalam mesyuarat tu. Kalau kita yang akan lead meeting tu and kita perlu certain level of authority, then you have to dress to that level of authority. Kalau you datang mesyuarat dengan jabatan perikanan dan sebagainya just for you to give inputs, fine, you boleh pakai baju corporate dan sebagainya lah. Tapi it's not an issue at all. Balance fashion sense, macam saya kata tadi, kita tak payah nak jadi fashionista sangat. Kita kena dress respectfully. Bila people tengok kita, people respect kita. Kalau kita pakai baju corporate, kalau kita pakai baju corporate, kita pakai baju corporate yang the fit tu is nice lah. Ada juga saya tengok setengah-setengah tu baju corporate dia terlalu ketat, mungkin dia gain weight ke sebagainya. Tapi setengah-setengah tu yalah terlalu ketat dan perempuan-perempuan pun careful kadang-kadang kita punya baju corporate tu kita kat belah dada ni kita nampak dan sebagainya, so do something to pin ke dan sebagainya. So kita nak, when people look at us, people look at us in a respectful manner. Kita tak nak unnecessary attention. Kita nak attention, but kita tak nak unnecessary attention yang bukan menjurus kepada credibility kita. We want people to acknowledge our credibility, we want people to acknowledge our competency, but we don't want people to look at us in a unhealthy manner lah, benda-benda lain yang tak sepatutnya. Minimalist professional look. Macam saya kata tadi, less is more in the office, less is more, and kita give attention to details lah. Macam jangan butang kita tercabut, butang suit kita. Kita rasa macam alah tak nampak pun. Tapi nampak sebenarnya nampak. So please give attention to detail. Kalau ada butang tu janganlah tambah sanggil lelaki butang putih. Satu butang ni jahit dengan benang hitam. Kita alah saya sikit je. Nampak benda tu nampak. Benda tu menampakkan yang you ni macam tak give attention to detail lah. So kalau macam tu pun yang nampak di badan you pun you boleh buat macam tu, alah kerja you. People akan macam tu. Saya pernah cakap dekat staff saya lah, masa saya mula-mula masuk tu, saya panggil staff saya nak sign tu, saya kata macam, okay, cuba you tengok balik formatting you. So I'm not being fussy, I'm not being difficult boss, tapi when people look at the formatting of the letter, people akan gauge whether you are serious about your work or not. Okay, alah macam ni dia panggil mesyuarat, alah macam marba macam ni. So please kalau bosses kita bagi, I'm going to sign the letter. Kalau macam tu punya formatting, meaning that I pun jadi tak kisah dengan Caca Marba. So it reflects on your work and reflects on you, the standard that you have upon yourself. So jangan main-main pasal kerja kita, jangan main-main pasal even formatting, because it shows the standard that you are upholding lah. Alright. Next. Behavior. Tadi kita dah sebut pasal A, sekarang ni B, C. Okay, B tu apa? Behavior. Behavior is the way one acts atau conducts diri dia sendiri. Okay, macam mana dia behave in response to in a situation dan sebagainya. So that is behavior. How do we respond? How do we react? How do we perform an action lah. Okay, next. Okay, leadership behaviors. So we talk about behaviors tadi kan. Okay, leadership behaviors consists of a leader's action, values and characteristic that dictate how effectively they work with their team. So how do you behave around your team? What is your action? How do you act around them? How a leader behave around others goes a long way in measuring their leadership influence. So dia akan mempengaruhi dari segi kepimpinan you, dari segi you behave, dia akan pengaruhi kepimpinan you di kalangan ni lah. So pattern of behaviors determine leadership potential. So you bukan nampak kalau orang ni dia macam ni cara dia, macam ni behavior dia, so you boleh tahu sejauh mana leadership level dia. He's a very great leader, ataupun dia a very good leader, ataupun dia basically level-level manager punya ke, you boleh nampak dari segi pattern of behavior dia. Okay, right. Mari kita tengok apakah leadership behaviors yang critical untuk people perceive you as an effective leader. Right, next. Okay, this is not all, but this is the among the most important and the most critical behaviors of a leader. First, self-belief, humility, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, strategic and critical thinking, integrity, you ada integrity, you decisive, you boleh membuat keputusan, resilience, inspiration, and you have the skills of inspiring and auto-motivating people, and you lead by example, respectable. Okay, these are 10, saya senaraikan 10, dan lepas ni kita akan go through each one by one supaya kita faham these are the behaviors expected from a leader and what are the impact yang akan diberikan oleh orang lain yang berurusan dengan kita lah. Okay, self-belief. Okay, next. Alright. Self-belief ni ialah you have the ability to convince people because you are confident about yourself. Okay, you orang kata you yakin, you confident, and you orang kata you ada high self belief about your ability dan sebagainya, you are dependable. So dengan adanya perkara ni, you akan foster trust. So orang pun akan confident dengan you. So when you trust yourself, when you believe in your own self, so orang akan rasa okay, you are dependable. So dia tahu bos ni reliable. Kalau dia buat apa-apa pun tahu, tak apa bos aku ada. Dalam meeting tak apa bos aku ada. Macam tu. So dia orang rasa safe lah. Dia akan rasa safe. Humility ni is being humble. You tak ada suddenly nak mengamuk. You tak ada suddenly nak orang kata nak marah-marah dan sebagainya. You are very humble. You tenang dan sebagainya. So you akan foster safe environment kepada staff you untuk datang pada you, explain ataupun get your views, explain the issue that they have dan sebagainya. So ini akan open up collaborative environment lah. So it's very important to be approachable. So kalau you rendah diri, you ada very high level of humility, you akan staff you akan rasa you macam approachable. So dia tak takut untuk datang pada you. Being approachable is very important because it's the platform where you can get insights. So you akan tahu apa perkara yang berlaku di kalangan staff, you akan tahu apa isu yang berlaku di kalangan staff. So being approachable is important because it can helps you to determine your action. Kalau kita tak ada any additional information, kadang-kadang keputusan yang kita buat tu tak tepat lah. So kita kena be approachable, so, orang akan rasa selesa dengan kita and kita boleh open for discussion. Itu sangat penting lah. Kalau kita nak garang semata-mata masuk office, belum apa lagi dah mengamuk, tak ada siapa pun akan masuk office kita. So kalau you don't have access to your staff, you don't have any information, you cannot help them. So be approachable, approach your staff. Kadang-kadang tu saja beli nasi goreng ke apa, saja beli goreng pisang ke apa ke, duduk sembang. And from there you can have information. Because leadership ni is all about heart. It's not just about head. Head is manager. Oh, kena buat ni. Leader is that you capture the heart of your officers, your staff, or your officers, people around you, so that you are motivating and inspiring them to do things that you want them to do for you dekat office, right? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a very important traits of a good leader, right? So leader yang ada high emotional intelligence, dia akan ada very high self awareness. Dia akan ada good control of emotion dan dia juga akan ada high empathy. Penting untuk kita sebagai leader, kita ada ability to understand people around us. That's very important sebab kita akan create more harmony punya environment that lead to happier work environment, more satisfying work environment, so that people akan jadi more productive. When people are happy, they are more productive. So you kena ingat benda tu. You boleh be strict, tapi you tak boleh jadi unnecessarily strict. Bila masa dia orang perlu ditegur, you boleh tegur. But bila masa they are not doing anything wrong, they are doing perfectly fine, you can be their friends. You jangan pula macam kena ada gap. Oh, I am 52, I kena ada gap. I tak boleh makan dengan budak-budak 41, I tak boleh makan dengan PT-PTI, tak boleh. Be approachable is very important. It's the key for you to have additional information. And information is always power. When you know more, you can act better. So it's very important, okay? Next. Terus ya. Self-awareness. So next page please. Saya rasa Rustia dah tertidur kot dengan talk saya ni.
Bukan. Lain. Connection tak berapa.
Sedih pula saya.
Kita orang dah stage
Dah
dah.
tertidur Rustia ni. Nampak sangat membosankan punya talk hari ni. Okay. Saya teruslah
Okay.
Satu lagi ialah self-awareness. So sebagai seorang leader, you have to know where is your strength and where is your weaknesses, because you don't know everything. Okay, kita tak ada benda-benda yang kita kurang tu, kita perlu tahu. Kenapa kita perlu tahu kat mana kekurangan kita, dekat mana kelebihan kita? Benda-benda yang kita kurang tu, kita boleh leverage on other officers. Oh, I'm really not good at budgeting. Can you come up with a budget so that I can look into it, so that you can explain to me, I can understand, so that when I understand, I can defend the budget better. Okay, ni janganlah you kata, oh I'm a leader, I should know. So you yang dictate all the budgeting and everything, you buat coding dan salah dan sebagainya, you buat elaboration salahnya, you pergi defend tak apa-apa, you memang salah. So what for? Kenapa you nak exercise your authority when you know that you don't have strength on that particular area? Okay, so acknowledge your weaknesses, acknowledge your strength, use your strength to give the optimal benefits to your team, right? Okay, and juga you kena faham how do people see you. Okay, macam kadang-kadang kalau kita berurusan dengan syarikat yang perlukan kita punya approval dan sebagainya, we have to look that we have authority, and diorang macam cannot simply get our buy-in lah, supaya kita nampak kita tegas dan sebagainya. Oh, with this you are expecting me to approve your project just based on this information, so kita kena nampak ketegasan tu. Tapi kita tak boleh guna approach yang sama bila kita ada engagement dengan ketua-ketua jabatan yang lain. Sebab kita ni kerajaan, dia pun kerajaan, so kita nak dia di pihak kita. So kita kena faham what are the roles that we play and how do people see us. Kalau kita jumpa company tu, kita memang nak company tu nampak kita ni authority kita dekat level mana. Tapi kalau kita jumpa ketua-ketua jabatan yang lain and we are leading the meeting, kita nak dapatkan buy-in diorang supaya we are on the same page. Okay, kita akan dapat capai matlamat yang sama, sebab basically we are representing the government. Alright? Okay, satu. Sebagai pemimpin juga, kita kena ada critical thinking and strategic thinking. Tadi saya kata kita pegawai-pegawai bawah kita datang jumpa kita because they need solution, they need us to provide them guidance, they need us to help them to gain a different perspective, dan juga yang ketiga, dia perlukan inspiration dan juga motivation daripada kita. So in order to help them to make better decision or to plan better, we have to have the ability to critically think and strategically plan. So that's very important. Sebab dengan pengalaman yang kita ada, yelah, kadang-kadang kita pun make mistake, so we learn from our mistake. So kita boleh strategize dan sebagainya. So kena ada. Itu you all nak baca buku ke, you all nak pergi training ke, you all nak apa ke, you have to understand how do you guide people, how do you come up with goal setting dan sebagainya. Those are the critical skills that you need to have. And I'm telling you, when you are able to guide your staff strategically, when you are able to think, kadang-kadang dia datang bawa masalah kepada you, tapi you can flip the table. Kenapa you tak tengok benda ni why not kita do this? The moment you are able to do that, you have gained 100% their respect. Even kalau dia tak perlu dia datang pada you pun, dia akan datang. Kita pergi jumpa lah doktor nak. Selalunya doktor selalu ada idea yang lain. You don't have to ask them. You don't have to force them to come to see you. They want to see you because the value that you can provide to them. Okay? So improve your skills. Learn. Macam ni lah. Saya tahu kita semua busy. Saya tahu kita semua sangat sibuk. Tapi apa yang saya selalu buat ialah kita ada phone kan? Okay? Semua orang ada phone. Kita bayar full package, unlimited data plan and everything. So utilize your phone. Kalau you drive daripada tempat kerja half an hour, buka YouTube, cari how to think critically. Dalam YouTube, dengar. So those are the things that you boleh improve. So there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of podcasts. So jangan you hari-hari tu you datang bawa kereta 30 minit jam, 30 minit lah maki orang kiri kanan. You kumpul lah dosa-dosa memaki-maki tu. Don't do that. Pasang phone, cari you, okay, macam saya kata tadi, lepas daripada sesi ni, the first thing that I need you, all of you to do is that you sit down, you analyze what are the areas that you need to improve. So once you know your strengths and weaknesses, look at the weaknesses and tengok, guna your phone, cari podcast, cari YouTube, cari apa, dengar. So that can basically help to give you a better idea on how to improve, how to set goals dan sebagainya. Utilize the time that you have. You tak boleh duduk 30 minit. Sebab tu saya kata saya sebenarnya tak kisah you all off your phone, you all off your video dan sebagainya. Sebab leadership subject ni is bukan satu subjek yang memerlukan you mengira dan sebagainya. It's basically a very universal and relatable topic untuk you dengar sambil you buat kerja pun boleh. Cuma kadang-kadang kalau you dah dengar sambil buat kerja tu, you get carried away with the work, you don't really focus lah. Okay, cuma you kena ambil that, you kena be creative lah. Kena be creative untuk so mulai hari ni, saya kata utilize your phone, identify your weaknesses, help you to, you tak payah nak pergi 7 hari seminggu, kena pergi 7 hari tu memang wajib, tapi you can even pergi training through YouTube. Okay, 30 minit satu hari, kalau you buat hari-hari, I'm telling you, when you talk to people, you have a lot of ideas. I'm telling you, indirectly you are helping yourself to be better. Okay, self-awareness tadi saya dah cakap, kita tak boleh be blinded by our position. Position is not the clearest testament of your leadership. Position tu is, yes, you ada authority through the position, but not necessarily, if you're not giving attention, you might not be a great leader. Okay, you cannot be blinded on position only. Okay, then you kena understand your own action, your own bias, your own triggers. Saya ada satu kisah, saya tak nak sebut di office mana, sebab nanti you all mencari pula. I ada satu staff yang kalau saya bercakap dengan dia lebih daripada 5 minit ke, maybe less than that, dia boleh menaikkan darah saya dan dia boleh membuatkan saya rasa super annoyed. So when I know that, when I understand that pattern, what I do is that saya akan shorten my discussion with her. So basically her lah. So bila dia masuk office saya, dia kata, doktor, Puan, kita nak tengok ni. So I akan bagi my views, I akan bagi my direction, I akan bagi some guidance and everything. So saya cakap, okay, tak apa, you keluar dulu, saya ada kerja nak buat, nanti saya pergi jumpa you balik. Okay? Sebab saya tahu, sebab I know my actions and triggers ni. I tahu if I talk to her more than 5 minutes, memang benda tu akan menggelegak-gelegakkan tahap kemarahan saya, saya akan rasa super annoyed, it's so annoying dan sebagainya. So saya shorten it macam tu. So you pun kena tahu macam mana nak manage orang ni as a leader kan. You nak kena tahu, you nak analyse you punya staff. Yang ni you kena manage macam mana, yang ni you kena manage macam mana, yang ni you kena manage macam mana. So manage people differently. but the most important thing is being harmony. When they do things right, you have to give acknowledgement and you have to give encouragement. When they do kesalahan, marah semata-mata is not giving value. You boleh tegur, but you have to set what are the action plan so that the same things wouldn't happen again. That is the value that you are giving. Okay, marah saja meaning that you are not reaching to the level as a leader yet. You are only a manager. You are only managing things. Okay, alright. Integrity. So integrity ni ialah pegawai yang live by their words. When they say things, dia akan hold on to the words. Dia akan ni. Jadi orang akan percaya. Orang akan cakap, tapi doktor dah cakap dah hari tu. So when you can do that, they know that they can trust you. They can trust your words. So the moment you have their trust, it's so easy to make them do things for you. Alright? So macam tadi, kalau kita dah tengok dari comparison, manager blames people, but for a leader, they take the blame. They take the blame and they will have an action plan on how to improve next, what are the things that need to be done to avoid things to happen again lah. So those are the things that you need to put in place. Alright? Okay, next. Next. Okay. Decisive. Oh, I think I punya point ni salah kat sini, so I tak. Salah ni. Okay, point ni salah, mungkin I tersalah delete I punya ni. Decisive ni, you have to be able to make decision. Okay, making decision is an essential skills in leadership. Kadang-kadang benda kecil-kecil pun, kalau you tak boleh buat keputusan, orang kata benda tu apa, it display your level of leadership. Benda kecil-kecil pun tak ada keputusan. Kadang-kadang benda-benda yang macam very operational pun you takut nak buat keputusan. When you want to make a decision, basically the basic foundation is that you can justify the action. As long as you can justify the action, it's not against any kind of rules and regulation. Even if there's some banning over rules dan sebagainya, you can still negotiate lah. You boleh still bincang dengan boss you dan sebagainya, and you have to be able to make decision lah. So a good leader is someone, jangan baca dia punya elaboration ni, dengar saya cakap sebab salah slide ni. A good leader is someone that is able to make decision. Orang kata decision yang dalam very good speed, cepat, clarity, clear decision dia apa, dan accurate dan juga efektif lah dalam menyelesaikan apa-apa masalah. Okay, resilience. Macam mana kita nak behave dalam keadaan yang resilient ni? Kalau kita tengok dalam keadaan sekarang ni, orang kata the world is moving so fast, the changes are moving so fast. So dalam keadaan yang super hectic, super chaotic ni, a leader has to be able to remain calm even they're under a lot of stress. So kalau kita tengok dalam keadaan yang ditekan oleh orang lain, akan macam dengan YB punya pressure, dengan pressure daripada pihak atasan dan sebagainya, dari public dan sebagainya, you can still remain calm, you can still think and provide solution, you can make decision in a very quick manner. So it shows that you are able to handle crisis lah. So resilient is able to handle crisis and you can adapt to any situation. So it's very important to be resilient. So manage, tadi pun kita ada sebut pasal emotional intelligence. So you have to be able to manage your emotional intelligence, dan you have to remain calm and make decision in any kind of changes, yang in any situation lah. Okay, that is being resilient. So inspiring and motivating others. Ini elemen ini sangat penting, sebab doing work staff kita memang boleh buat, tapi when we have the ability to inspire and to motivate them, we basically orang kata showing that what are the contribution that they can make for future. You akan bagi dia rasa macam valuable. You akan bagi dia rasa worthwhile, effort dia worthwhile. Dia pun akan rasa dia ada contribute value in the kind of work dalam organisation tu dan sebagainya. So it's very important to, as a leader, for us to be able to inspire and motivate others. Alright? Okay. Next. Okay. Satu lagi ialah lead by example. Saya kata lead by example. Effective leader akan set example for others to follow. Kalau kita cakap je tapi kita tak buat, kita pun sendiri tak ikut apa yang kita cakap. So basically people will just rasa macam we are very hypocrites lah. Alah, cakap je tapi dia pun tak buat. Cakap je macam tu. So action speaks louder than words lah. Okay, so kita kena lead by example. As leader, kita kena lead by example. Kalau kita nak staff kita tepati masa dan sebagainya, kita sendiri kena tunjuk. Jadi kadang-kadang kalau macam saya tak suruh kita semua balik lambat, tapi kadang-kadang kalau ada keperluan untuk kita balik lambat, ada perkara-perkara yang macam very critical thing dan kita sendiri as a leader pun stay back together with kita punya team, they will value that. They know that when they need us, we are there. They know that we are also willing to do the same with them. Cuma kadang-kadang diorang kena faham yang kita as a leader mungkin nampak kita diorang akan rasa kita punya work is lesser than them, tapi when we make them understand that at our level is all about thinking strategically, planning better dan sebagainya, so when they understand, not only understand that, but they can see the kind of work that we are doing, the kind of value that we are bringing to their life, their work and everything, dia akan faham. Dia akan faham bebanan kerja kita, dia akan faham value yang kita bawa, dan kita mungkin tak buat kerja-kerja remeh yang diorang buat, tapi they know that they're not able to take up job that we are doing because we did it so well. Alright? Okay, itu satu benda yang okay, next. Okay. Tadi saya ada cakap peranan kita sebagai seorang leader ni sangat-sangat penting, di mana sebab tu saya kata the mindset, kita punya action, kita punya behavior, apabila kita melangkah masuk ke dalam office kita, kita akan membawa, kita akan create the environment, kita akan mempengaruhi environment tu lah. Jadi basically this quote is very powerful quotes which was saying that there are no bad teams but there are only bad leaders. Okay, meaning that kalau kita ada good leadership traits, we will be able to guide the team towards achieving the right direction, to which is achieving the right goals and everything. Tapi everything is depending on a leader. A leader, macam saya kata tadi, a leader coach people to be at their best. That's why kita kata dalam quotes ni dia kata there are no bad teams, but basically there's only bad leaders. When you are not a good leader, you are not able to utilize the potential in each of your offices, in each of your staff dan sebagainya. You cannot guide, you cannot provide direction, you cannot motivate people to do things for you, you cannot inspire people to achieve their full potential dan sebagainya. So it's basically, kalau kita nak throw the blame, kita kata when the leader are not good, then they cannot lead the team lah. So daripada sini you akan faham yang peranan you sebagai seorang pemimpin dalam sesebuah organisasi adalah sangat penting, sebab dia akan memberikan impact yang sangat besar dari segi kepimpinan satu-satu tempat tu. Okay, ini tadi saya ada mention McKinsey & Co did a very extensive study, dan dia telah mendapati 74% daripada leaders basically feel that they aren't prepared to take up their role as a leader. Kita naik 44, naik 48, basically naik position tu pun kita naik responsibility kita, tapi we never sit down and think, okay, now I am at this level, what are expected out of me, what kind of leader that I want to be, what kind of value that I should give, what kind of skills that I should already have at 44, what kind of skills that I already have at 48, what kind of skills that I already have at 52. So kita kena tengok perkembangan kita, not just perkembangan dari segi position, bukan sahaja perkembangan dari segi monetary value, gaji you, allowance you dan sebagainya, but you have to put effort to grow yourself as leader, because as you go up, your authority goes up, and the expectation atau the guidance that they need from you also goes higher lah, also goes bigger. So it's very important. Mulai hari ini, it's not just doing work. If you are just doing work, managing work is basically just taking role as a manager, but develop yourself to be a leader. The level of satisfaction when you can make an impact, the level of satisfaction when you can introduce changes and transformation in your workplaces is, orang kata, is so satisfying. Okay, kadang-kadang kita tengok setengah-setengah orang tu dia macam, you tahu dia dah tak ada that positivity. Dia datang tu macam datang kerja macam biasa, dia tak ada semangat tu. So semangat tu akan ada pada diri, because we don't want to lead a boring life. Kita tak nak just pergi kerja 5 tahun tempat yang sama, mood yang sama dan sebagainya. No, we don't want that. Okay, kita nak kita ada new spirit every day. So how do we do that? We look at the changes that we can do. Sikit changes ni, hari ni nak buat ni, okay, maybe saya nak buat ni, okay, maybe I nak ubah ni, So when you have that, when you achieve all these small gains every day, every year, so you can feel very, orang kata, so satisfying. The work is so satisfying, so you will keep your momentum and you will keep your energy level and motivation at a very high level. So you akan rasa seronok kerja hari-hari. Orang yang duduk tengok you pun, orang akan rasa macam, oh, she's so energetic, she is so happy, she is so, orang kata, fresh. So kita nak macam tu, kita tak nak boring life, nanti cepat tua. So kalau macam saya tu, saya suka kerja sebab saya tak nak tua. Okay lah, tu dia. Okay, saya tak nak nampak tua. Okay, itu saja. Next. Okay, penting, orang selalu kata you are not a coach, you are not a motivational speaker, so you tak tahu macam mana nak inspire and motivate people. Inspiring and motivating people, yes, it's a skill, tapi basically kita boleh ada, once kita tahu apakah elemen-elemen penting tu, kita dah boleh craft our action towards that. Okay, cast an inspiring vision. Okay, when team members knows that what they are working towards, they have the motivation to put in effort. So you boleh cakap kat dia, imagine kalau kita boleh buat ni, benda ni akan jadi a very iconic punya project, dan mesti kita bangga satu hari nanti kalau kita pergi tempat ni balik, kita rasa macam, oh, this is what we do, this is what we need. So you can cast that vision pada diri diorang, so that they know whatever that they are doing is moving towards, is contributing to something very valuable. Benda penting. Jadi kena ada inspirasi tu lah, kena ada vision tu. Kita buat satu benda, kalau kita tak nampak kita nak menghala ke mana, kita takkan rasa we are contributing to that value. So kita kena bagi macam, cuba you imagine nanti you macam ni. Cuba imagine you orang kampung dapatkan grant macam ni. Orang susah ni macam ni. Cuba you imagine you buat projek ni untuk orang kampung, daripada pendapatan nelayan ni RM700, sekarang ni dia orang boleh dapat 5,000 to 6,000. Imagine the impact that you can do. Tak ke you dapat membantu orang kampung. So you have to cast a vision, so that dia tahu apa juga benda yang dia buat ni, sesusah mana pun perkara-perkara yang dia buat ni, dia ada value dalam kehidupan orang lain. Dia ada value yang dia akan provide di masa hadapan. So it's very important untuk kita macam bercerita sikit lah. Benda-benda ni macam storytelling sikit, benda-benda sharing tu ni storytelling. Once you people rasa inspired, dia akan rasa kerja yang dia buat tu berbaloi. Okay, kalau aku buat ni, nanti akan jadi macam ni. Oh, berbaloi. Aku buat ni, dia akan jadi macam ni. Macam tu. So, you kena rajin bercerita sebagai pemimpin ni. You kena cerita, pandai sikit lah. Macam buat storytelling, ceritakan dia orang. Okay, give them challenges. Easy work doesn't always translate into engaged team. Keep challenging them to do better, and they'll respond in their best work. So this is all about continuous improvement. Macam saya kata, kita tak nak jadi apabila kita jadi bosses ni, kita tak nak just a status quo. Kita duduk dalam bilik kita sign document. But what we need to do is that we need to relook at the workflow. We need to relook at the orang kata cara kerja dan sebagainya. How do we improve? How do we make things easier for our staff, but we make it more impactful? Okay, kita kena sentiasa provide orang kata challenge the status quo lah. Challenge the status quo, provide value. It's all about making values. If you simplify the process, they can see value. If you shorten the process, they can see value. If you make things easier for them, they can see value. So it's all about providing values, challenge them to be better. It's important for you to challenge. Walaupun dia kata, oh, kami tak pernah buat macam ni. Tak apa, tak pernah buat, tak apa, kita buat, kita slow. Okay, kalau ni kita tambah sikit, you macam add to dia punya orang kata dia punya workload tu, you add sikit. You need to challenge your staff because you are basically developing them. The better they are, they are able to orang kata support you better lah. So you kena improve diorang, you kena increasekan diorang punya competency, you kena challenge them. Kalau dulu diorang siapkan paper 7 paper satu minggu, maybe sekarang ni you boleh tambah 10 paper. So you keep challenging them so that they know that, oh, aku boleh buat lagi laju. Aku dah makin terror lah sekarang, aku dah makin laju dah buat kerja sekarang. Diorang pun akan ada motivation tu. Macam mana kita pun kena cari, orang kata kita pun kena motivate diri kita untuk keep challenging ourselves. Kita pun nak diorang akan rasa, diorang nampak value pada diri sendiri, they can see their own growth, they know that they're becoming better and better and better. That's very important. That's very, very important. Not to make things stagnant. So untuk diorang rasa they don't have anything to look forward to when they come to work. Try to be creative to challenge your staff. Try to be creative to challenge their way of doing things. Alright? Okay. Create a safe environment. Kalau you want to motivate people, you need to understand their condition. Kadang-kadang dia ada masalah dan sebagainya. So you need to create an environment where your staff feel comfortable taking risks, and even if they make mistake, it's a learning process. Jangan kita tak boleh be complacent that we are happy that our staff is not making any mistake. It's an indicator that you are doing well. It's also can be translated an indicator on things are not improving at all. Okay, so you can making mistakes is basically making an improvement. There's a room for improvement. So jangan jadi bosses yang terus melenting, jangan jadi bosses yang terus mengamuk. But when they fail, so you can positively, you can think there's always room for improvement, so keep improving things. So that's how you motivate, inspire your team member. Jadi kalau dia buat salah pun, you datang ke dia, tak apa, it's okay, kita buat macam ni. So kita tahu kesalahan tu dekat sini. So maybe next is that this is what we can do. Okay? Kena always provide solution. As a leader, when they come to you, provide solution. Think of something, provide guidance, solution. So it's all about creating values and giving them the values. If you are not providing any values, they don't need to come to see you. They're not getting anything from you. You're not helping them to make any better decision, any better process, nothing. So keep in mind that when they don't come to you for opinion, when they don't come to you for orang kata for guidance and everything, selain daripada benda-benda yang wajib sign tu, meaning that you are not providing enough values for your staff. So keep that in mind. So keep creating values for them, because dia akan rasa dia addicted to you, because every time they come to see you, you boleh twist their own mind. Kenapa tak tengok ni? Kenapa tu lah? Kenapa kita tak terfikir ni ya? Kenapa kita tak terfikir ni ya? Kenapa tak terfikir? So it will make it's very interesting for them to come and see you, because they can see you are providing something valuable for them, right? Next.
Doktor nak tanya tips. Okey doktor. Macam di level ketua-ketua bahagian ni, kadang-kadang kita dapat pressure dan urgency sesuatu task tu sangat tinggilah untuk kita terima kan. Macam mana doktor ada tips tak macam mana kita nak bawa urgency tu untuk team member kita menyerap roh urgency tu juga untuk kita laksanakan.
Okey, faham.
Kadang-kadang benda tu kita saja yang menanggung, apa orang kata, okey ni kena cepat, yang ni kena settlekan and then so on so forth kan. So macam mana ada tips tak untuk kita bawa team kita sama-sama apa nama nak capai benda tu lah, kerja siap cepat dan sebagainya.
Okey, faham?
Thank you.
Okey, faham? Kadang-kadang bos kita akan beritahu kita tengah buat kerja ni, banyak dah ni, staff kita pun kita tahu tengah banyak kerja ni, tapi bos kita beritahu telefon, okey boleh tak you tengokkan ni dulu, macam tu. So kalau saya lah, saya pun ialah macam saya kata, hari ni kita belajar, kita sama-sama belajar. Kalau berdasarkan pengalaman saya, apa yang saya buat ialah kalau benda tu datang kepada saya tak panggil staff tu masuk bilik saya. Maksudnya saya perlukan staff ni untuk buat ni, saya tak panggil dia masuk bilik saya pergi pada dia. So saya nak create the sense that I need your help. I need you to help me because I am answerable to my boss. Kalau kita panggil dia, kita macam nak tunjuk kita ni masih boss ni. So kita okay, saya nak buat ni. Kita twist, kita beli jiwa dia. Kita pergi jumpa dia. Sisi, boleh tak tolong tengokkan ni sekejap? Bos dah tanya saya ni. Okey, Sisi, ni ada 2 perkara ni. Sisi tengok yang ni dulu, saya akan tengok yang ni. So Sisi buat ni semua, nanti Sisi dah okey, Sisi datang bilik saya. Saya akan minta orang ni juga tolong. Beli jiwa dia. Kalau kita benda-benda macam tu, kita dah tak ada option untuk gaduh dengan dia ni. Sebab kalau kita garang dengan dia apa, dia boleh mudi apa semua-semua, kerja kita tak jalan ni. Bos kita tengah tunggu ni. Pada masa tu lah kita beli jiwa dia. So leadership is all about buying the heart. So bila kita datang dengan penuh humble-nya pergi jumpa Sisi, bos saya tengah pening ni Sisi, bos minta benda-benda ni, boleh tak tolong Sisi kan tengokkan ni, saya akan buat yang ni dulu, bos pun minta yang ni juga ni, saya akan minta yang ni dulu, Sisi tolong buat yang ni, maybe minta Fatimah tolong juga yang ni semua, lepas tu kita bincang balik. Lepas tu nanti Sisi dah dapat je, Sisi datang bilik saya, kita bincang sama-sama. Pada masa tu you tak exercise your authority, isn't it? You minta tolong. Tapi apabila you minta tolong, you rugi tak? You tak guna authority dan power you sebagai leader, you rugi tak? You tak rugi. Tapi you buatkan dia rasa dia seronok being part of it. Dia rasa dia diperlukan. Dia rasa dia helping you. Okay? So ada masa-masa yang okay, kalau kita boss, kita memang nak make sure kita exercise our authority all the time. Kita nak bagi arahan macam boss. Okay, tolong buat ni, tolong ni. But when we talk about being a leader, not necessarily we exercise the authority all the time. It's not about exercising authority, but it's always about getting things done. So get the right mindset. Tak perlu kita jadi bosses all the time. Tak perlu kita bagi arahan. Kita boleh turunkan diri kita ke satu tahap yang diorang rasa humble ni bos kita ni. And they are really willing to work for you. And they are willing to support you. Okay? So, kena gunakan elemen beli jiwa kat situ. Okay, ada soalan lain? Macam tu jugalah kalau macam saya dulu di Intan, Dr. Faizal datang masuk bilik kita orang ni. Dia ada blok lain tu tapi dia masuk bilik kita orang. So nak memang bertaib tepi dia ni. Allah Akbar, pressure-nya. Tu skill Dr. Faizal juga. Dia masuk bilik kita terus. So nak tak nak kita kena buat lah kan. Macam tu lah saya tahu. Waalaikumsalam.
Anwar daripada MSN.
Okay.
Berkaitan dengan apa yang doktor cakap tadi lah. Cerita dia macam kita cakap beli jiwa lah kan. Dengan anak-anak buah ni, dan kita turun ke bawah untuk turut serta dalam buat kerja di lapangan. Tapi macam mana kita nak kembangkan dan nak motivatekan tim kita, walaupun kita turut serta buat kerja, tapi masih lagi ada certain group dalam tim kita ni masih buat tak enak. Bila kita dah ajak buat satu program, kita dah groom a team, dan kita dah bagi dah penugasan, dan kita sebagai leader sendiri pun kita dah turun. Kita pun dah tunjuk ni buat ni. Tapi masih lagi ada yang buat kering je, bahasa dia buat kering je kan. Apa yang perlu kita bagi lagi kepada geng yang macam ni?
Okay. Terima kasih Anwar. Okay, first of all, my assumption is that kita dah ada a proper structure, kita dah ada a proper delegation of work, kita dah ada semua tu dah in place, okay? So tapi still akan ada satu atau dua pegawai-pegawai atau anak-anak buah kita yang bermasalah ni. Satu rules yang kita perlu pegang sentiasa ialah never aibkan staff kita depan orang ramai. Okay, so kita tak boleh maki dia, kita tak boleh marah dia, kita tak boleh malukan dia depan orang ramai. So what we need to do is that kita kena panggil dia dalam bilik kita. Kita panggil, kita kena sebut lah. Kita cakap, okay, saya dah bagi ni semua, saya dah perhatikan. So saya bukan tak perhatikan, I dah observe. So we already had 2 meetings. So sampai sekarang saya nampak tak ada progress dari segi you dan ini semua. So let us sit down. Is there any issue on your side? Macam tu. So you kena tanya dulu, you kena bagi tahu you apa yang you dah observe. Kalau you marah terus tanpa you bagi tahu you apa you observe, dia macam boleh lari banyak benda. Tapi apabila you tell him, these are the things that I observe. I ask you to do this, but you never do this. I ask you to do this, ni you punya goals, blah 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 blah, but this. So when you lay out your expectation that has not been met by him, so dia tahu dia tak ada ruang lain dah, dan dia kena acknowledge kesalahan dia. So lepas dia acknowledge kesalahan dia, we sit down. Okay, mari kita plan balik kerja you. So sekarang ni saya perlukan you buat ni. Boleh tak kalau saya minta you dalam 10 perkara ni, I need you to do these 3 ni by Jumaat ni I nak senang. Maksudnya orang-orang macam ni Anwar, kadang-kadang dia perlukan lebih guidance sebab dia tak boleh tengok the bigger picture. Orang yang macam ni, you kena pendekkan goals dia dan you kena pendekkan monitoring tu. Daripada kita jumpa every month you bagi kerja, okay semua orang kena buat ni, minggu depan ujung bulan ni kita meeting, kita ni. Orang yang macam ni dia kena pendekkan. You kena cakap, okay, setiap hari Jumaat I nak you datang bilik I, tell me what you have done. You pendekkan goals dia, perincikan kerja dia, perincikan your expectation towards them. Itu yang saya perhatilah. Orang-orang macam ni dia perlukan lebih guidance dan dia perlukan lebih monitoring. Tapi you have to lay out what are your observation yang dia tak penuhi. Ni saya perhatikan you tak ni. Dan jangan sekali-kali, saya minta semua orang jangan sekali-kali malukan staff depan orang. Macam mana dalam Islam pun kan, kita tak boleh aibkan orang kan. So kita pun ada aib kita sendiri. Kalau kita tutup aib orang, Allah akan tutup aib kita. So itu satu yang kita kena pegang lah. So panggil one to one talk. When you tell them what your observation, they know that you memperhatikan. They know that you understand what's on the ground. Okay, tu. Menjawab Anwar? Is it helpful?
Ya, itu antara juga apa yang telah saya buat lah di pejabat ni. Dan bila kita pendekkan goal dia tu, dia boleh bergerak lah. Dia boleh bergerak dan pergerakan tu dia adik-beradik dengan pahat dan tukul lah. Cuma kita nak panjangkan lah dia punya goal tu nanti.
Dia boleh take step by step. Saya rasa kan bila kita jumpa dia 2-3 hari sekali, dia pun tak lalu jumpa kita selalu. Kan? Lama-lama dia sebaik aku buat kan, macam tu lah. So kita bentukkan dia. Tapi satu benda kan, kita tak boleh jadi very orang kata apa nama? What is the robot? Very accepting all the time lah. Maksudnya dia buat salah, anak-anak buah kita buat salah. So it's okay to express a healthy level of anger, a healthy level of frustration, a healthy level of orang kata marah lah. So saya pun akui kalau dah melampau sangat, dah 10 kali surat you hantar pada ni, you tak bubuhkan lampiran, you tak masukkan pelan dan sebagainya. Kalau ada 10 depan meja saya, takkanlah saya senyum lagi kan. You all tengoklah buat elok-elok lain kali. Memang dah 10, memang dah kena tahap, memang kena lah kan. So saya kata ayat saya akan jadi macam ni. Saya tak jerit marah. Saya akan cakap, you jangan buat kerja yang kurang sempurna, yang buang masa you dan buang masa orang. Kita boleh guna the right level of authoritative punya intonation. So dia tahu dia dah lepas the limit. We can be nice boss, we can be a humble boss, we can be an accommodating boss, we can support you, we can defend you, but when you are taking advantage of our kindness, there are certain limit that the boundaries that you ni, kita kena express the frustration that we have, kita kena express the anger that we have, kita kena bagi tahu diorang we are not happy with them. So we have to express macam tu jugalah. Tak boleh accommodating je, baik je. We don't want to be nice boss only, we want to be an effective boss. Okay, tu kena ingat sentiasa. Alright, okay, lagi? Okay, next. Okay, speak about their greatness. Puji, kita kena puji, kita kena tunjuk potential dia, kita kena bagi tahu dia, dan kita bagi tahu apa dia boleh capai. I rasa kalau you boleh buat macam ni, you akan jadi macam ni. I nampak kalau you macam ni, in the future you boleh jadi macam ni. So kita kena sentiasa about their greatness supaya dia tahu what is dia punya next step, what is dia punya next potential. Dan dia tahu you acknowledge them, you appreciate them. So it's very important. Tak rugi puji, tapi puji benda-benda bertepatan lah. So it's not something yang you bodek-bodek. It's not bodek, it's about telling them the strength that they have. So acknowledging them tu akan buat dia orang rasa good about themselves lah. Okay, move past shortcomings ni. Things happen, macam saya kata, there's no perfect situation, things will never go perfect, tapi at least you improve things in the future, and you never ni balik. Sikit-sikit you kata, itulah you, dulu you pernah buat macam ni, dulu you pernah buat macam ni, dulu you pernah. Dia dah put effort ni nak improve. Dia dah bersungguh-sungguh nak jadi better. But when you keep coming back to that old failed mistake, with the old failure and everything, so dia akan rasa macam, lah buat apa aku nak improve pun, dia akan cakap benda tu juga. So move on, address the issues, any shortcomings, any failure, duduk, analyse, tengok balik, set an agenda ataupun an action plan how to make sure things didn't happen again. Try lah, we can try. Maksudnya kalau nak jadi, kita boleh akan jadilah. So at least to reduce the potential of facing the same things again, at least we have put that and then we move on. Jangan keep mengungkit kesalahan staff kita. Nanti dia rasa macam, alah tak payah berubah pun, dia akan cakap juga pasal benda tu. So never do that, okay? Right, next. Sekarang kita masuk pasal coaching. Satu perkara yang kita kena keep in mind is that when we talk about communication, it's not just about talking, but we have to also be able to be a good listener. Okay, kita banyak belajar apabila kita mendengar. Apabila kita bercakap, kita cakap perkara-perkara yang kita dah tahu. Something that we read, something that we see, something that we experience, so we say it. So the room of improvement lies in listening. So when we listen to people, when we listen what people share, when we listen people's punya idea and everything, it enrich us. So ingat kat situ, the power of learning lies in listening. Okay. communication and effective leadership ni memang saling kait, memang sangat tinggi sebab sebagai leader kita akan orang kata communicate the goals, communicate the vision, communicate the mission, and also we're going to engage with so many parties dalam negotiation dan sebagainya. So as a leader, we have to be able to communicate well because we need to express our ideas. Okay. Communication is also a skill. Sebab kalau kadang-kadang kita tengok ada setengah-setengah kawan kita, kalau dia bawa paper yang sama, macam katalah saya bawa paper yang sama, saya bentangkan kat Dr. Faizal, saya cakap, doktor, ni cadangan unit saya bla 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 bla. Doktor kata, tak maulah apa ni. Okey. Tapi orang yang satu orang lagi pula, dia bawa benda tu pada Dr. Faizal, dia bentangkan benda ni, doktor, ni, konten dia sama ni. Konten semua sama, tapi Dr. Faizal, okey boleh. So that is a skill. Sebab you kena tahu macam mana nak buka you punya proposal, macam mana nak express what are the element yang you kena highlight, how do you express it, the intonation that you use, the clarity of words that you use, the way you put everything together. So that is basically a skills. So tu you kena belajar skills tu. Okay, sekarang macam saya kata, content sama, when you have a different level of expressing it, when you present it differently, it's going to be packaged differently. Alright? Okay, next. Okay, ini yang saya kata tadi, most people do not listen with the intent to understand, tapi they listen with the intent to reply. Selalu sangat macam ni. Kadang-kadang orang buat presentation pun kita tak apa dengar, tapi kita nampak point yang kita boleh tembak, kita angkat tangan. Yang lain-lain yang bagus tu kita tak acknowledge ni, kita nak tembak yang benda yang kita rasa tak betul je. So lain kali dalam presentation ke dalam apa juga, remember the skill that I mentioned earlier, which is cari 2 good things about it. Even dalam apa-apa keadaan, dalam you tengah nak assess company punya proposal ke apa sahajalah, you tengah nak dengar presentation daripada unit lain, dengar presentation daripada even your own unit dan sebagainya, find 2 good things about it, find 2 strength about the presentation atau a people or anything. Lepas tu you bagi tahu the room for improvement. So kita kena dengar with the intention to understand, not to reply. Because macam saya kata tadi, the room for improvement lies in listening rather than talking. Right, next. Okay. Kadang-kadang kalau macam kita ni, kadang-kadang at our level, kita kadang-kadang kita kena pergi jumpa bosses, we need to sampaikan sesuatu, kita kena tengok ni. So this is the barrier for effective communication. Kadang-kadang ada perkara-perkara penting yang kita dah cadangkan ni, option 1, 2, 3, 4, tapi apabila kita pergi pada timing kita pergi pada timing yang salah, bos kita tengah moody, dia reject proposal kita. Pada masa dan apabila kita pergi tu, topik tu satu topik yang dia tak selesa, kita pula pergi jumpa dia pada masa tu, ada ramai orang di sekeliling dia dan dia tak comfortable with the topic, they need to more time to digest dan sebagainya, he will reject your proposal. Lepas tu you pergi jumpa dia, dia tengah makan, tempat tak sesuai, you bawa paper, there's a lot of noise, he's not into it, they will reject your proposal. So you have to understand the barrier of this communication in order for you to give very effective session. Tak kira lah dengan staff you ke, kalau you nak cakap dengan dia, you kena tengok mood dia. Lepas tu you nak cakap dengan dia, dia dah janji dengan kawan-kawan nak keluar makan, nak celebrate birthday party, masa tu lah you nak panggil dia. So that is not effective. So you kena be able to analyse the situation for you to make an impactful decision and also impactful session with people lah. So you kena understand dalam mana-mana situasi tu, macam mana keadaan dia, sesuai tak you nak jumpa bos you pada masa ni, sesuai tak you nak panggil staff you yang bermasalah pada masa ni. So you have to analyse what are the barriers for you to achieve an effective communication, right? Okay, next. bila kita nak buat presentation ataupun even as a leader, when we want to communicate something, we want to communicate the company's ataupun the organisation punya vision atau the organisation punya plan pembangunan dan sebagainya, there are 7 C's that we need to fulfill. Satu, completeness of the information. Complete tak benda yang kita buat ni? Okay, concise. Dia detail tak? Cukup tak maklumat dia? Tepat tak maklumat dia? Consideration. Kita dah tengok dah every angle tak? What are other consideration yang kita perlu put in? Clarity. Clear tak proposal tu? Correctness. Maklumat tu betul tak? Courtesy. Courtesy meaning that courtesy masa you jumpa bosses you tu pun sesuai ke tak timing dia, and courtesy in term of stakeholder yang lain ke, you include tak badan-badan berkepentingan yang lain, concreteness, solid tak information you. So when you do anything, when you do a proposal, when you do a presentation, please look at these 7 elements. Betul tak maklumat tu? Clear tak presentation tu? You dah ambil kira elemen-elemen lain tak consideration? Concise, completeness, concreteness, correctness. So make sure all these elements are covered. When bila you nak cakap dengan staff you pun, you have to make sure all these elements covered. Jadi dia nampak bila you bercakap solid lah. As a leader, you solid, clear, jelas, betul maklumat tu. Okay, you dah tengok consideration of all the element. Kita sebagai leader ni, kita kena be able to look at a bigger picture. Sebab kadang-kadang staff kita dia akan tengok angle-angle yang kecil-kecil ni je. Tapi kita kena bawa dia untuk melihat satu angle yang lebih besar supaya kita boleh merancang dia punya kerja tu supaya dia punya impact tu lebih. Jadi kita kena bantu dia supaya dia nampak kat mana dia contribute ni. Kalau dia hanya buat part dia je, dia takkan nampak, dia takkan rasa satisfaction tu, dia takkan rasa. Level of satisfaction tu is very low when you don't see to what level that you are basically contributing to the, orang kata, to the bigger picture lah, right? Okay. Next. Okay. Effective communication skills. Encouraging to continue, meaning that bila you tengah cakap dengan orang, you macam mendengar, you macam bagi, oh okay lagi, what else? Oh really? It's so interesting. So you tanya soalan dan sebagainya. So appropriate eye contact, you dengar, you tengok straight forward pada dia, bukan you pandang tempat lain, you tengah bercakap dengan orang. So appropriate eye contact. So you question and summarizing. Why you question and summarize? Bila staff you datang apa? So that they know you have interest on what they are saying. And when you summarize, they know that you are really listening. Oh, tadi you mention dekat saya, sebenarnya you tengah ni semua kan? Okay, you juga tengah buat ni, you juga tengah buat ni. So they know that you know. They know that you listen lah. Kalau tidak, you macam, oh ya ke, tapi you tak dengar pun sebenarnya. So summarize few things, few notes summarize. Oh tadi you bagi tahu saya, anak you sekarang dekat ni dekat tingkat ni Jadi macam summarize balik supaya dia tahu dan you sebenarnya dengar. So when you want to have a proper discussion, when you want to have, orang kata, a very relaxing ni, you kena ada a very relaxing punya body language lah, supaya orang tak rasa tense bila they want to talk to you. So when you nodding, you shake your head and everything, so it shows that you are giving attention. Pauses in between the conversation is also important, it's also powerful, because you are giving room for the other party to explain, to feel comfortable in the environment. So you are giving the room to them untuk diorang explain dan sebagainya. So checking to understand, smiling and sebagainya. So these are few skills untuk ada effective communication skills. Kita tengok pasal more about communication, but we are talking about body language. So saya ada few slides dia lagi left, so I think we are almost there. So kalau yang mengantuk tu bertahan sedikit lagi, a bit more. Okay, next please. Okay, Dalam communication ni, kalau kita tengok 55% dipengaruhi oleh our body language. Okay, that is the big the bigger amount of the component dalam effective communication, where people look at your body language, how you walk, how you stand up, your facial expression, your intonation, your appearance, your movement, your high movement dan sebagainya. It can reflect you punya communication skills lah. Okay, tone of voice hanya 38%, manakala verbal content is only 7%. So if you want to make an impact, the bigger impact is on your body language. Okay, so if you want to be perceived as a leader, and you want people to have a good impression, first impression towards you, it depends mainly on your body language. Okay, so you have to be careful on projecting the right body language in terms of you sit down. So apabila you pergi meeting, kalau you duduk macam malas macam ni, orang rasa macam alah dia ni malas. Tapi kalau you duduk, you can project the authority that you have, the credibility that you have, the leadership skills that you have. So be careful and be mindful about your body language. Okay, next. So the impact of body language, kenapa? It can communicate several important message. It can convey the level of interest. Sama ada you interested atau tidak dalam mesyuarat tu, you are interested atau tidak, nak dengar keluahan staff you dan sebagainya. And it's also used to inspire, motivate and help people to connect. And you can communicate your feelings and intentions. So it's very important. So make sure you project the right body language. Okay. So it's almost there. We are almost there already. So how to train? Next page, please. How do we train ourselves to be a better leader? Kita tak boleh hari-hari pergi kelas leadership sebab kita banyak kerja lain. Okay? Kita honestly at our level, there's a lot of responsibility. The amount of work, the abundance of work that we have to terlalu banyak. We really don't have time to pergi kursus sepanjang masa. So apa yang kita buat adalah one tools yang very important tools. Sebab kita semua ni dikira sebagai adult learner. Kita macam kalau kita level-level budak-budak sekolah tu memang kerja dia memang kena pergi kursus lah. Tapi kita as an adult learner, I just want to share one very useful and important tools in helping us to improve daily is next. Reflection. So reflective learning. So reflective learning ni is about reflection. So contohnya macam ni. Okay, let me just try to think of an example. Contohlah saya ambil example. Katalah bos kita bagi arahan kat kita, okay, you go for this cocktail party. You pergi ganti saya pergi kat party ni lah. Bukan party lah, pergi macam event ni. Okay. Sebagai orang yang ganti bos you boleh pergi, you boleh tanda tangan, check in, you boleh makan, you boleh balik. Menepati tak arahan bos? Menepati. Tapi kalau you boleh jadi officer yang proaktif, which when you go there, when you look, katalah you 41 ni, you gantikan bos you yang you sasi ni. You pergi 41 ni, you do a reflective learning while you go there. Tengok, oh okay, bosses ni kalau dia pergi event macam ni, dia akan ambil makanan sikit je dalam pinggan, dia akan duduk, dia akan sembang. So dia akan network and everything. So dia tak stick to one group, nanti dia akan pergi, dia akan tegur orang ni pula. Dia akan, oh macam ni. You boleh jadi macam pegawai yang first tadi, dia pergi, dia sign kehadiran dia, dia duduk kat satu sudut, dia makan bihun goreng, kenyang, settle. Oh dah settle, balik. Do you think that first officer will learn anything from that process? Dia cuma hanya kenyang je. Kenyang, dia balik. Tapi when you do reflective learning ni can be done anywhere at any time. When you do reflective learning, you pergi as a pegawai yang kedua tadi, pegawai B ni dia pergi, dia 41, dia tak pernah pergi event macam tu, dia pergi. Okay, kalau macam ni kebanyakan bosses basically dia tak pakai suit, dia akan pakai baju batik. Oh okay, so dia akan ambil ni, dia akan duduk macam ni, dia akan macam ni, dia akan macam ni, dia akan macam ni, macam ni. So that is where you learn through the experience. Okay, Nampak tak impact when you reflect, you learn something. When you boleh pergi kat kawasan tu, pergi di tempat yang sama, tapi you balik without getting any values. So it's a choice. Macam hari ni pun you boleh dengar apa yang I cakap, dengar. Lepas habis ni leave the Zoom meeting, leave everything dan buat sambung kerja you. You will not learn anything. You will not have any impact after my session. But after my session, if you duduk balik, you dengar, ingat tadi balik, you duduk, you reflect. What are my weaknesses area? What are the things that I need to improve to be a better leader? Kat mana kekurangan I? Kat mana I nak buat? So you have to reflect every time. Contohnya lagi satu, macam contohnya you pergi, you masuk mesyuarat. Okay? You masuk mesyuarat, bila bos tanya, okay, bagi pandangan. So you bagi pandangan you ni semua, you kena tembak dengan bos you. Okay? You boleh jadi orang yang macam, okay habis. Tapi you boleh jadi pegawai yang macam pegawai kedua tadi, when you go into your room, you tanya, I think my idea was really good. Kat mana salah dia tadi? Oh, mungkin masa aku terangkan tu, aku tak bagi disclaimer dulu. Aku terus masuk, bos rasa macam rasa offended kot. Maybe I should, lepas tu you reflect balik. Maybe I could position it like this. I cakap, okay boss, tengok perkara ni. So my suggestion is that maybe we could do da. So do you learn? So it's a continuous process. You don't have to sit into any training every time, every week, every month you kena pergi leadership training. No. It's about reflecting every moment of your situation, of anything about you, any day, any situation, anytime. You choose one thing that you need to improve, you analyze. So apabila you dah duduk dalam meeting hari tu, macam bos dah shoot down, you dah analyse. Apabila you masuk meeting lain minggu depan tu, you dah tahu dah. Okay, you kata, bos, saya ada cadangan. Okay, tadi you mention about this. Benda lain ni, isu lain. But you have acquired a skill to do better. You have acquired a skill to present your opinion better because you reflect on your last week punya mesyuarat. So learning is a continuous process. Okay, sentiasa reflect untuk improve. Reflect. Hari-hari you balik rumah, sambil duduk, you kata, what are the things that I can improve today? Analyse balik. Oh, tadi masa aku tegur staff aku tadi, aku tegur macam ni. So what can I do better next time? You have to be conscious, you have to be aware of your own weaknesses, and you have to be aware on what other areas that you need to improve every day. Improve daily. Things are shaping up to be a better you. So if you don't put effort every day, you are 5 years from now, you are still going to be the same you. Okay, which we don't want. Okay, next. Ni ada macam 3 models. Kita tengok ada 3 models macam mana nak tengok reflection. So kita tengok sini, what happened? So what were you thinking and feeling? Kenapa tadi tu macam mana? So apa yang good, apa yang bad about the experience, and what kita make sense of the situation. Kenapa benda ni jadi tadi? Kenapa bos reject? Apa yang bos rasa semua? So what else can be done? Okay, if it rose again, what can you do? So you kena sentiasa reflect. You kena sentiasa have this framework dalam diri you untuk sentiasa you analyse apa-apa perkara yang you rasa you nak improve. So this is a continuous process. Satu lagi kita boleh tengok experiential learning cycle. Next page. So ada lagi 2 page, then we are done. Okay, it also requires reflection. Apa yang berlaku? Having an experience, so apa yang berlaku? So you reflect balik, you review, you reflect on the experience. Lepas tu you conclude what can you learn from the experience, and you plan, okay, maybe next time this is what I should do. Lepas tu you experiment. Lepas tu it's a continuous process lah. It's a continuous experiential learning cycle. So as a leader at this level, it's more towards experiential learning cycle where we improve through the experience that we have. Alright? Okay, this is what more? Reflect. Next page. Reflection in action and reflection on action. Reflection in action is that reflecting something as it happens. So apabila kita reflect, okay, maybe kita pernah ni, kita consider situation tu, macam mana kita nak act, and then kita act immediately. So perkara yang sedang berlaku tu kita reflect sambil. tak pun kita boleh reflect on action, something yang dah berlaku. So those are the things. So reflection ni dalam PhD saya pun, bila saya buat executive coaching, saya interview all the CEOs. So one of the things that they mention is that reflection is a very important learning tools as a leader. So you can improve daily. You can improve every angle of your life. You can improve when you reflect. Because only when you reflect, you are making sense of the situation. Kalau tidak, you lalu je. You lalu je perkara tu tanpa you make sense of it. So it's very important to reflect. Not just work kat rumah pun, how can I be a better mother? How can I talk to my daughter in a better way? How can I connect to my daughter a better way? When I said this, apa yang dia faham? When I said this, how does she felt about it? So sentiasa reflect, okay? Right, itu saja. Next. Okay, kita dah habis. So saya nak ingatkan kembali the two quotes yang kita bincang tadi, which is leaders are made and they are not born. But when we talk about made, leaders are made. So you kena tanya diri you what kind of effort that you are putting in to be a better leader. And lepas you dah put effort, you dah improve, you dah dengar YouTube every day, you dah do reflection every day, you dah improve, you have action plan on what are the areas and angles that you want to improve. You can remember another quote, which is Rome wasn't built in a day, and also leader is not built in a day. So it's a continuous process. Kadang-kadang kita tak perasan, but people can really see that we are getting better as a leader, and we are providing more values to them. Okay, so saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua kerana sudi dengar. Yang tak on, saya tak tahu yang tak on kamera tu mungkin dah tidur ke apa ke, saya tak tahu. Tapi saya hope perkongsian saya sedikit sebanyak memberikan manfaat kepada semua. As I said, I am putting leadership in a very layman words so that we are relatable. Hari ni, esok bila you datang office, you can already make small changes. Puji 2 kali sebelum you tembak budak-budak you. Pakai baju yang proper, baju yang besar-besar tu put aside. Dress well, speaks better, acknowledge people, give acknowledgement, puji, motivate staff you. So I want you to go back today, senaraikan at least 5 things that you want to do better starting from tomorrow. Do it, practice it, and insyaAllah semoga kita menjadi pegawai, semoga kita menjadi pemimpin yang lebih baik, semoga kita dapat menjalankan kerja kita dengan lebih baik. So just sharing from me, saya harap kesebarang kekurangan tu saya mohon maaf, dan saya harap perkongsian hari ini bermanfaat untuk semua. Itu saja. Terima kasih. Any question ke nak tanya? Kalau ada one last question. Okay, tak ada. Okay. Proceed untuk tutup.
Ada soalan, Doktor?
Dah. Okay. Yes.
Mungkinlah. Saya nak ingin minta pandangan lah daripada pakar ni. Dia sebut pakar dari segi
I'm not a pakar. Just sharing.
Nak membentuk seorang leader ni. Pada pandangan saya lah, pembentukan leader ni, pemimpin ni, dia memerlukan sokongan yang kuat daripada organisasi sendiri, dan juga daripada peringkat atas, dan juga daripada tim dia. Jadi apabila kita nak mencapai satu-satu kejayaan dalam task yang diberikan oleh ketua kita, sudah tentulah kita memerlukan sokongan daripada tim kita di peringkat bawah, dan juga kita juga mengharapkan pemahaman daripada our leaders di peringkat penyeliaan. Kita faham bahawa itu adalah fungsi yang perlu dijalankan oleh kita, yang bersesuaian dengan peranan kita di satu-satu bahagian. Pada saya tidak mungkin contohnya bahagian A yang melakukan fungsi A tidak membuat fungsi bahagian B. Di keadaan doktor sendiri, tak mungkinlah di peringkat organisasi doktor melakukan perkara-perkara yang berkaitan dengan urusan mungkin urusan perkhidmatan perbandaran contohnya. Itu fungsi-fungsinya. Maka untuk membentuk leader ni, bagaimana kita nak suitkan supaya our leaders kita yang di atas ataupun yang di tim kita ni memahami bahawa inilah fungsi kita. Inilah fungsi kita yang sebenarnya kita perlu buat. Dan seterusnya apabila kita menjaya melaksanakan fungsi-fungsi dan juga peranan yang diarahkan oleh our leaders tadi, maka kejayaan kita lah seterusnya secara langsungnya boleh membentuk kita sebagai satu leader yang baik. Itu pandangan kita lah. Cuma nak tanya pandangan doktor, bagaimana untuk kita memahamkan bahawa top leaders kita juga perlu faham bahawa this one is our part, their part. This one is pihak yang lain yang perlu melakukan. Bagaimana pandangan saya?
Saya faham apa yang Cik Hasbul cakap. Kadang-kadang bosses kita, mungkin bosses higher up tu dia tak nampak kan. Dia tak tahu ini kerja siapa, yang ni kerja siapa, yang ni kerja siapa. Kadang-kadang bila dia bagi kerja kat kita, dia expect kita untuk buat kerja tu sedangkan kita tahu kerja tu bukan ada di luar bidang kuasa kita. Okay? So this is what we call barriers to communication. Meaning that our boss punya expectation, dia punya expectation tu melangkau bidang kuasa kita. So it requires us to make them understand kita punya bidang kuasa kat mana. The rules is that bila bos kita minta kita buat sesuatu, the first rule is never say no. Kita tak kata yes, tapi kita tak say no. Kita kena cakap dulu macam, kita terus cakap macam ni. The moment kita kata no, dia punya expectation is that alah, diorang ni malah nak buat je. So never say no, but never say yes to things that it's not your work. So you have to find a very delicate way in expressing to them that it's not your work. Maksudnya macam, Tuan, saya faham Tuan minta saya ni. So kita rephrase bagi pada dia, kita faham apa yang dia nak bagi pada kita. Kita rephrase. Saya faham Tuan minta saya buat ni. Tapi Tuan, saya rasa unit yang sepatutnya buat benda ni ialah ni sebab kalau Tuan tengok balik dia punya organisasi structure, dia orang punya ni macam ni. So it's all about putting, dia mungkin tak faham. So kita kadang-kadang kita kena positionkan dia mungkin tak faham, dia mungkin tak nampak perkara sebenar. So never say no in the first place, but don't say yes to things which is not your responsibility, but you have to lay out the things bagi dia faham dulu. So barrier to communication juga ialah apabila dia tak ada maklumat yang betul. Apabila dia tak ada maklumat yang betul, arahan dia pun kurang tepat. Jadi we have to make them understand the structure first, understand the real situation first, so that when they ask us to do work, they are doing it on the basis where they already understand the organisation structure, the authority that we have, the authority that badan lain ada. So basically sometimes arahan tu kurang tepat sebab dia kurang faham. So kita kena fahamkan dia. But the way we fahamkan tu, there is a negotiation skills towards that lah. Okay.
Saya setujulah dengan doktor tu. Cuma saya ingin berkongsi pandangan saya jugalah. Dalam aspek membentuk leadership, bagaimana kita nak mengikut arahan daripada ketua kita dan seterusnya mencapai kejayaan dengan sokongan daripada tim kita. 5 perkara yang kita perlu pegang adalah yang pertamanya, di mana yang doktor sebut tadi, kita perlu memahamkan bos kita. Itu yang pertama. Yang keduanya adalah bagaimana kita nak ulang untuk memahamkan bos kita. Yang peringkat kedua. Terusnya yang ketiga, sekiranya bos kita masih lagi tak faham, lagi perkara yang pertama. Perkara yang pertama tadi. Bagaimana untuk memahamkan bos kita kembali. Dan proses pertama, kedua tadi akan berulang.
Kita tak faham juga. Dia suruh juga kita
benar.
Peringkat keempat, ke peringkat keempat, kita minta bos kita bertukar keluar lah. Jadi tak mungkin berlaku itu.
Macam ni. Dia ada satu lagi tips. Dia ada satu lagi tips. Kalau kita dah cuba fahamkan bos kita tapi dia tak faham-faham, selepas kita repeat step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, step lagi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pun dia tak faham-faham juga. Dan kita tahu dari segi realitinya pihak mana yang terlibat untuk bertanggungjawab untuk buat tu, the best is we do engagement with the correct party. So macam saya pejabat daerah, katalah saya terima arahan daripada SUK untuk buat ni semua. Saya dah macam maklumkan pada SUK bla 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 bla, tapi SUK tak kata kalau boleh kami nak pejabat daerah still keluarkan bla bla bla. Okay, fine. Dah cakap, saya dah buat step 1 2 3 4 5, saya dah ulang lagi sekali step 1 2 3 4 5. Saya tak faham juga. The best next option is that you do engagement with the right party so that the right party akan bekerja sama together with you. Okay, I'm telling you, betul bos kita suruh kita buat. Tapi do you think that the other party nak kita buat kerja dia? They don't want us to encroach to their boundaries juga. So cara kita untuk kita tak buat kerja orang, we engage them so that they do the work that they are required. So work together, nanti apabila kita nak sampaikan balik, nak buat presentation, kita bawa the right party together with us so that we can show to our boss that yes, you asked me to do it, it's not my work, but I am doing engagement with the right party, I'm still taking roles and responsibility towards your instruction. Okay, there's a lot of other ways. There's a lot of ways selain daripada suruh bos kita keluar. Okay, so be creative. Kalau maklumat kalau kita tak boleh change bos kita, kita boleh change dia ada step kan, dia ada
boleh kita saja.
Right.
Kita tak boleh minta bos kita keluar, dan pilihan yang kelima adalah kita keluar.
Okay. Apa possibility yang kita keluar, kita tak akan mengalami perkara yang sama di tempat baru? There's always possibility. So the best step is that, macam saya kata, if we cannot if we cannot communicate the information to the boss, we communicate to the right party. Sebab orang pun tak nak kita buat kerja dia. Sebab kita pun tak ada capacity untuk buat kerja dia. Itu engagement is the next. Engagement is something very good for us lah. Macam tu. Kita kena start do a lot of engagement. Saya memang pegang engagement punya konsep and engagement punya approach, dan saya tak bekerja secara silo di daerah. So sekarang ni saya memang panggil semua ketua jabatan untuk bersama-sama saya dalam membangunkan daerah saya.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, okay.
Okay, terima kasih Doktor atas perkongsian sebentar tadi dan soalan-soalan yang diajukan oleh peserta kita pada hari ini. Dan kami juga mohon maaf atas masalah teknikal dalam paparan slide sebentar tadi. Okey. Baiklah, dengan ni saya nak jemput pihak urus setia untuk mengendalikan sesi fotografi. Jadi saya harap semua peserta untuk onkan kamera masing-masing untuk kami tangkap gambar. Satu, dua, tiga. Okay. Okay. Terima kasih bersedia atas tu dekat gambar tadi. Okay. Baiklah, dengan berakhirnya sesi bergambar sebentar tadi, maka berakhirlah kursus kita pada hari ini. Tapi sebelum tu saya nak ingatkan sekali lagi kepada para peserta untuk mengisi borang penilaian kursus pada pautan, iaitu link yang akan kami sediakan dekat ruangan chat atau scan pada paparan QR code yang akan ditayangkan sebentar lagi.
Okay, terima kasih semua, dan what I want to say is that You really have a good boss over there, Dr. Faizal. Learn from him, belajar daripada dia. Saya pun banyak belajar daripada Dr. Faizal. So satu benda yang saya macam mention pagi tadi ialah when he ask you to do things, he will take responsibility of the thing that he ask. Dia memang akan jaga team dia lah. So you are basically in a safe hand.
Thank you Doktor atas kesudian bersama SOK untuk session ni Doktor. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih atas jemputan. Okay.
Alright.
Segala ilmu yang saya ni halalkan, minta maaf kalau ada salah silap, okay?
Okay, Doktor.
Ada salah Doktor.
Okay.
Okay. Link saya dah beri kat chat. Boleh untuk isi form . Okay. Proceed. Kami habiskan.
Dah boleh leave ke? Sebab saya ada mesyuarat.
Okay, tak apa. Okay. Thank you, Doktor. Okay, boleh dah.
Boleh dah Doktor.
Terima kasih Doktor
so
atas.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Terima kasih Doktor.
Bye.
Thank you semua. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Doktor.
Bye.
Ada lunch ke?
Ada lunch?
Ada dekat McDonald.
Lancion.
Puan Mas kata
Tak
ambil
apa.
voucher dia tadi.
Jom.
Puan Mat nak bagi token ni.
Tengok. Tengok
Kopi
Tuti
sekolah.
minum air apa.
Bagi kopi
Oh.
sekolah okey
Macam mana
Doktor
Tuti ada?
lancang.
Kami tak ada.
Latte satu Puan Mas.
Kami dapat ni ya. Tinggal sekerat.
Kepala awak nampak kurus.
Tahu
Post
tak apa.
COVID ke?
Long COVID.
Oh my god.
Long time no see pula.
Kesiannya Pak Long.
Long COVID but not long distance.
Okey ke babe?
Okey lah, batuk-batuk penat tadi cakap banyak penat. Okey, thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
semua.
selamat.
Rustia kami Rustia.
Puan Mas minta
Apa?
slide.
Bukan Rustia.
Boleh.
MC.
Slide kasih share tu.
Nak share, kami share kat email lah. Okey, Rustia share email.
Thank you.
Slide doktor tadi. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.